And we're live. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. Gather, come join. Roll up. Gather. Roll up. Come join. Say hello as you're coming in. Gather, gather, gather. Matters arising. Okay, I can hear myself feeding back, so hold on. Okay, roll up. Let me send you the invite in case you want to come join. This is what we encourage, and this is what usually makes the session. Before we get into anything, I'd like to play you a clip that sets the tone of this interaction. So watch this.
Brigade headquarters were attacked. Many soldiers, men and officers of the Nigerian army were killed. Let me use this opportunity to extend my condolences to the families of the deceased. May God in His infinite wisdom forgive them. And I think it is my own responsibility to come and say the truth to Mr. President. Let him know what is going on in the entire Northeast sub-region. I think there is a need for us to get support for us to succeed in this war against insurgents. It's very pathetic. A few days ago, Damasak was attacked. Hundreds of people started fleeing Damasak. And now, Gadam, it's almost disaster. Many people have left Gadam. The military are yet to receive some of the equipment.
So the person you are listening to, of course, is the governor of Borno State, Zalum, and he is now alarming that the situation in that space is getting out of hand. So why is that? Hold on. So that was Governor Zulum alarming that the situation in Borno State is getting out of hand. So why is that situation getting out of hand? Because the situation in Borno State was already out of hand, but now it's getting even worse. So why are things getting even worse within Borno State? Well, a lot of you who pay attention to politics would know that the president of Chad was recently assassinated, and of course that place is in strife at the moment. So of course that sets the tone. As guys, I bring you this. Chad president's death, Boko Haram gaining ground, invade 4 Nigerian towns in 1 week. So this is the alarm now that is agitating especially the mind of Governor Zalum. Again, the headline, Chad president's death, Boko Haram gaining ground, invaded 4 Nigerian towns in 1 week. So now you remember, of course, that Boko Haram is meant to be technically defeated. Richard, I see you, but let me just read out this narration first. So put yourself on mute, please. But thank you for joining. Let me put the hyperlink so that anyone that wants to come join Richard can come join him as well. So let me give you the narration quickly, then I'll come take your sound in. So just to give you that headline one more time, Chad president's death, Boko Haram gaining ground, invaded 4 Nigerian towns in 1 week. So let's now get into the details. The Boko Haram fighters backed by the deadlier Islamic State West Africa terrorists appear to be gaining more effrontery from across the Lake Chad region, especially after the death of Chad President Idris Deby. Just 1 week after Deby died from gunshot injuries from rebel forces, the Boko Haram insurgents have invaded at least 5 towns in Borno and Yobe states, attempting to capture more military bases and establish a caliphate. The invasion have led to massive destruction of highly priced and sophisticated military equipment, as well as the killing of more than 50 soldiers and civilians. On April the 20th, Deby died, according to an army spokesman, from injuries sustained on the front line. Correspondents had same day reported that Boko Haram insurgents might now have larger stronghold to launch more violent attacks on more military troops and bases, according to a report by SB Morgan Intelligence. The SB Morgan Intel report released on Tuesday had added that the Nigerian military had a lot more work to do in the multinational Joint Task Force monitoring the Lake Chad region, which, despite consisting 4 countries, has Nigeria and Chad as the only active combatants. Chadian forces were largely restricted within the country's borders, with the bulk of the fighting in Lake Chad done by the Nigerian soldiers. For Nigeria, Deby's death is not good news, as the battle-hardened Chadian army has been the only effective check on Boko Haram, whilst his son, Mahamat Deby Itono, is at the moment the de facto head of the military council. There is no clear successor to Deby as he was effectively the state. So effectively, he ran the state single-handedly. The 37-year-old Mahamat Deby has been a military brat all his life and has limited administrative or political experience. A succession battle, which is almost certain, would mean that the insurgents will have no worries about their flanks and can attack the Nigerian army at will, the Intel report stated. On April the 23rd, 3 days after Deby's death, the Boko Haram attacked the headquarters of Giadam local government area of Yobe State. Giadam is the home state of the acting Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba Al-Khali. 2 days later, the Boko Haram invaded Mianok town in Borno State, killing at least 30 soldiers after invading a Nigerian army base. Mianok is the headquarters of the Kaga local government area of Borno. On Monday, the Boko Haram and ISWAP insurgents attacked Gwazo and Wago towns in Borno State. The 4 towns are close to the Lake Chad region, near Chad's border, fueling fear that the increasing attacks and invasions are partly fallout of the security crisis in Chad. So this is the situation that we are contending with. We've got, I think Richard has left us, but we've got X0. So X0, what says you? What is your reading of this situation that is going on, especially in the northern region, but of course will soon cascade to engulf all of the entirety of the country? X0.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I think it is what it is. You know, Chad has been the only country that seems to have built capacity over time to handle the existential threats along the Chad basin among the other countries in that share that Chad basin. And Nigeria has been the only. I think Nigeria has been left out long ago. They don't even call Nigeria to the security meetings. They don't really consider Nigerian military to be worthy enough to be in the security meetings. I think the last time the US had a meeting with the countries that share that Chad basin, within that Chad basin, Nigeria was left out. And it's really like somebody analyzed, and I really saw reasons with what he said. He said even Buhari did not go to the burial of Idris Deby, where he would have met with the leader of France and other top leaders, and then shared opinions to see how we could.
Yes, was it well enough to have attended though? And what role is France playing in this? Because of course, France has been looking to make incursions into the Nigerian space, and they are going to use the influence that they have of all those francophone, especially the terrorist type ones like the Chad and the Nigerians, because of course France has influence over them. So are they then using them to punch their way into the Nigerian space? Because we talk about the terrorists, but we're not even talking about the international dimension. What is France's role in this entirety as well?
Yes, I'm seeing, there's another conspiracy. I don't know, but it could have some, some onions behind it. That, when this whole issue about the ECHO, one unitary currency, and then
yes, that was launched about a year or so ago. Yeah.
They said even before it was launched, that was what Gaddafi was fighting for before his elimination, and France was seriously behind the elimination of Gaddafi. So this whole thing, there seems to be the notion that this whole insecurity within the Nigerian space could be financed by elements within the French space. We don't know how, we don't know why, but why we can say yes, because they want Nigeria destabilized so that Nigeria will not be able to rescue the likes of Niger, Chad, and the other countries. Because if Nigeria
a lot of people want Nigeria destabilized, and I'm not just talking about Biafra agitation or whatever. A lot of people internationally, they want Nigeria destabilized because if they break up Nigeria, it will make it easier for them to take over the entirety of that African space, especially the West African space in bits. And also, if they break up Nigeria, then they can just isolate where the resources are and have that direct relationship with that resources without going through the Nigerian state.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
Yes, but the thing is, for one, we don't know this element apart from France, which has been for long, even before during the Nigeria Biafra war. The French were behind the Biafran. They supported the Biafra movement because they wanted Nigeria broken up into pieces, so that their influence, the French colonies, will dominate and they will weaken
that space.
Yeah. So, and we don't know if we bring in this conspiracy that the French are seriously behind the stabilized northern area. In fact, Nigeria's insecurity. Then what do we say about the incursion into the southern states and all the Islamic jihadism that's going on? So there seems to be a need for the Fulanis to enter into the southern states because of what Amadou Bello said. It's like a day to destiny. And then if we bring in the French conspiracy in, they seem them to be two theories. So I don't know how those two theories can match, but something is pushing somewhere.
Okay, so it looks as though now Malam Buhari is about to swallow his pride and ask for that help. That is, he's always been saying that his Fulani soldiers can handle the situation. But then, of course, now the situation has completely subsumed him, because even now within Nigeria, they're calling him out. If Governor Otom called him out now to say that, look, we know you are backing your people, but really this is getting out of hand now. So now Buhari belatedly reaches out to the international community, as guys are bringing this. Insecurity, details of Buhari US meeting emerge as President Muhammadu Buhari makes demands. So, of course, Buhari was meant to meet with the American Secretary of State via video, whether Zoom or whatever. So he was meant to have that meeting today, and it looks as though that meeting has now taken place. So what's come out of that meeting is now coming out into the public space. As guys, I bring you again this. President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday urged the United States to reconsider relocating the U.S. Africa Command, AFRICOM, from Stuttgart, Germany to Africa, nearer to the theater of operation. The president also asking the international community for support. The president is also asking the international community to support Nigeria and the sub-region in tackling growing insecurity to avoid spillover. President Muhammadu Buhari, in a virtual meeting with the U.S. Secretary of State, Mr. Anthony Blinken, said African, which partners countries to counter transnational threats should relocate to Africa to strengthen ongoing efforts to check the security situation with likely effect on other nations, so with likely effect on other nations. The security challenges in Nigeria remain of great concern to us. Pardon me. The security challenges in Nigeria remains of great concern to us and impacted more negatively by existing complex negative pressure in the Sahel, Central and West Africa, as well as the Lake Chad region. Compounded as the situation remains, Nigeria and her security forces remain resolutely committed to containing themselves and addressing their root causes. The support of important and strategic partners like the United States cannot be overstated, as the consequences of insecurity will affect all nations, hence the imperative for concerted cooperation and collaboration of all nations to overcome these challenges. In this connection, and considering the growing security challenges in West and Central Africa, Gulf of Guinea, Lake Chad region, and the Sahel, weighing heavily on Africa, it underscores the need for the United States to consider relocating AFRICOM headquarters from Stuttgart, Germany to Africa and nearer the theater of operation. So this is Buhari now speaking to the United States Secretary of State, and it's absolutely ridiculous anyway for the United States to say that it has a command or a unit that is dedicated to Africa, to the African space, and to have it in Stuttgart, Germany. That is more than beyond ridiculous. But what do you make of that, Freddie? Freddie?
1 minute.
Freddie?
Yes, one man. Good evening.
Yeah.
How
Good
are
evening.
you today?
I'm well.
Good to see you again. Yes. The whole thing is, I don't know. Is it because he's being called out now? So who are we going to? Who is the international community going to help us get rid of?
No, the thing is, the situation is actually overrunning him. So it's not even a matter of Buhari anymore now. It's a matter because you see.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Continue. No. Finish what you're saying. Let me.
Yeah. The border between Nigeria and Chad is 1,000 miles, and there is nobody manning that border. Not a single person. Not on the Chad side and not on the Nigerian side. So Chad now, they had a strong president, which was this Idris Deby, who has since been killed by insurgents in the last 2 days. So there's a power vacuum in that space. And it is the Chadian soldiers that were holding that our border space, especially to act as a buffer between those insurgents and Nigeria. Because the Nigerian army, they are doing their little bit, but it's really the Chadian army that are experienced in that space. And the strong man within that space is that Idris Deby. So they've killed him now. So there's now a power vacuum. So the army in that space now, the military in Chad, they have no direction because they have no leader. And the weight of their efforts will now go towards their country to just try and stop the country falling apart as they seek to elect a new leader. And then that frees up that corridor for Boko Haram to wade in. And they've already, within 1 week, they've taken four towns in Yobe and Borno state. And by the way, they are also coming in from Niger Republic. So this is what they call a pincer movement. They've got us in a pincer movement because they are not coming in from two sides. So if they subsume Borno state and Yobe state, they're not going to stop there and say they've taken what they want to take. They'll keep on going and keep on going and keep on going. And before you know it, they'll be knocking on doors in Umar here. So this is beyond just yeah, of course. They'll be knocking on doors.
Where I come from.
Yeah,
how do you put it there?
Well, just a random something, but this is it. So it's not
because
it's a big thing.
It is no more politics. We've played politics so much with this that we are now being overwhelmed with it. Because how do I put it? It's not even only Boko Haram. There's about 5 different or 6 different terror groups. Anyway,
yes, there's one called ISWAP.
ISIS in West Africa.
Yeah.
There is even the bandits is among them. Even the headsmen, whether they want to strike them or not,
amongst them too. Pantam is amongst them too.
So there is problem. Fine. Anyway, since he is waking up, let's hope he is waking up, because I remember his statement: an attack on Boko Haram is an attack on the North.
Well, there you go. But
Exactly.
but then you see the mistake that these people are making, people like Buhari that are making those statements. The mistake that they are making is that they feel they can control these people with dog whistles, etc., etc. These are unsophisticated people who are heavily weaponized, and they have their unit leaders. These people, when they come in, they don't really care if you are for or against them, or if you are Buhari or Gbadebo. They just mow everybody down, and this is what we're seeing now, especially happening in that space now, because they thought they could use Boko Haram as a fodder against the South and non-Muslims. But these people, what they are now showing us is that they will just sweep up everybody, because you have to understand.
They don't know who is who, isn't it?
They don't care. You see this Boko Haram thing. Just to finish the point, this Boko Haram thing, a lot of people attach it to religion and tribe, but it is not really religion and tribe. It is expansionism and land grab. These are people that are trying to carve land for themselves, and by extension to grab resources. So this is just banditry in its entirety under the banner of religion. What says you, Freddie? And X0, if you're still there, you can chime in as well. And anyone that wants to come in can join the hyperlink. Freddie.
Yes. Sorry, Sarah. Yes. How do we? In the first place, Boko Haram, how did they even start? They started because I think they were agitating for an emirate or something, if I'm correct. That's the origin of it. And then from there, they now started carrying arms and stuff. Nothing happened. So why, anyway, Buhari saying this, why are we even sure that he is serious or that he means what he's saying? Because everybody, the notion now is that he is running a terrorist government, whether we like it or not. Take the issue of Pantami for instance. Anyway, so long as he is still in that government, I don't think people will have how do I say it? People will actually trust him or trust the government to fight terrorists. Because how can you be harboring a terrorist or having a terrorist sympathizer in your government, and then you are fighting terrorists? You should get rid of him first, and then we know that you're serious. Come on, it doesn't make sense.
It's utterly ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. At least you start from there. Then we know you're serious. And then they're saying there was even a threat that if Pantami should go or something, I read it on the news or on a paper or something, that if Pantami should go, that Nigeria will suffer. Is that not a threat?
Yes, I think it was Sheikh Gumi again that said that.
Exactly.
And why that guy has not been arrested is still a mystery to everybody, because he's telling us that he's speaking on behalf of the bandits. So I mean, you are speaking on behalf of the bandits, and it is Nnamdi Kanu that they are calling. It's a ridiculous system. Freddie, what are you making of it?
Because I think the whole thing, like you rightly pointed out, is gotten beyond ethnic, religious, or whatever. Because this is now raging, and then it is pulling he's gonna consume everybody if care is not taken. So if he is calling the international body to come and help, but okay, why would we even be calling international bodies to come and help while we are sending soldiers to go and help somewhere else? And then
because they don't have the capacity. You see, this is something that has to be like some sort of technology-led sort of thing, because they need drones, they need expertise, they need intelligence gathering, they need strategic thinking, they need to be able to pin these people down. And it is not this matter of just it's not brave soldier that it is needed, it's clever soldier that is needed. And I don't really think anybody can accuse all the malams that they have in the Nigerian army of being clever. So it's clever thinking.
One man, are you telling me that? Okay, let's say that. Are you telling me
who's speaking? Who's speaking?
It's Freddie. Are you telling me that Chadia's army is more equipped and more sophisticated than Nigerian soldiers?
No, they are more battle hardened. They are more battle hardened.
Really? What battle have they fought?
No, they know that landscape. You have to understand that the Chadian army, they are exclusively of that region. But the Nigerian army is a mixed blend of the entirety. What Yoruba man knows about that sort of landscape, or Igbo man that they are sending to the war front? Let's bring Barry in. Barry, what says you? Barry?
Hi, can you hear me?
I can. Introduce yourself and tell us where you stand in the conversation.
Okay, hi. I'm joining again I'm joining from the UK. Well, I don't know. It's you remember when I joined your show a few days ago, I was talking about how I campaigned against Buhari, and I didn't have a chance to kind of finish my thoughts there. It's just sad. Every time you watch all of this, you just, how did we as a nation kind of descend into this to this current situation? It's difficult to understand. It's quite painful. Someone mentioned, I can't remember the person's name, we don't trust Buhari's government. Even with all that is going on now, we still can't trust that he is actually willing to bring about a change in the country in terms of the security situation. There's a serious lack of trust in the Buhari administration. I mean,
you cannot trust him, can you? When he always puts tribe over competence. So he doesn't look for the best man for the job. He looks for the best Fulani man for the job. So that narrows so that means then all the best possible solutions are discarded if they are not Fulani. Yeah. So who wants to chime in? I think we've got I Am African joining us. So what says you, I Am African?
Oh, well, yeah, thanks for having me again.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just thinking, really, when we're talking about capacity, is it really that we don't have capacity in Nigeria, or we don't want to do what is the right thing?
Exactly. That is the question,
it's not really about capacity. It's just because they know what to do, but they don't want to do it. So,
brilliant.
And then I've got a question actually for anyone that might have the answer. So when they're talking about ransom, like, the bandit, they want ransom. This amount of money that they talk about, it's a lot of money. So how do they get paid? Is it cash? Is it to a bank
transfer?
Account?
Exactly.
Does anybody know?
Do you know that they are now taking the money in dollars? Because these people are clever enough now to know that suddenly they might just change the Nigerian currency and that money will become paper money. So they're now taking the ransoms now in dollars. Can you imagine?
So they transfer it to account, or
they take it in cash, of course. I mean, they don't try.
So is that a fun thing draining the economy? So because they print the money, wherever they get it from, and then it's crashing. It's part of why the economy is just crashing. Anyway,
intelligent. Yeah, sorry. Let me come in here because look at it. Shegumi is a person that dialogues with them, isn't it? So are they telling me that Shegumi knows where to meet these bandits to dialogue with them, but our intelligence and the military do not know where they are? Does it make sense?
Well, absolutely doesn't. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Exactly. And then the military, they send the armies there, and then before the army even get to where the Boko Haram are to fight, the Boko Haram already know that they are coming. So there is people like Pantami that is in the government are leaking the information to them. They already know, and then they will ambush the military and kill them. So we are not doing the right thing. It's not that we don't have the capacity. It's not that we don't want to.
We're a sitting duck. We're a sitting duck in that country. We got Freeman joining us. Freeman.
Sorry, one man. Sorry, let me just say this before I go.
Yeah, carry on.
I was just going to say as well, it's like when they ask for help from foreign help, they're going to get exposed, I guess. So they know if they ask for it, they get exposed. So the likes of Gumi and whatever others people, we get queried, and so they don't want that. So they're not really going to ask for any foreign help.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean that sort of makes some sense. It makes some sense. I mean, look, its situation is quite complicated. This is this is a situation that was created by the APC back in 2014 when they invited some Fulani people to come from all over Africa and move down to Nigeria to kind of trouble the state. I mean, that's what they've said. I don't know whether it's true or not, but allegedly someone mentioned, some FPC member mentioned that some time ago that this was what was done. I don't know how true it is, but clearly the situation has gotten out of hand, and this is what happens sometimes. You think you're in control, but it's only found out that is like you were saying just now before I joined, these people don't care whether they are Muslims, Christians, they just kill anybody. They don't ask people where they come from. There's nothing like that.
Okay, let's bring Freeman in to hear. Freeman, good to see you again. Freeman.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm fine.
Good to see you
guys.
Yeah, we're well. What are you making of the topic and what's been discussed so far?
Yeah, the whole thing is that Nigerian is not working anymore. Nigeria is not working. They are not gonna get any help from America. They can say it, but they can't do that. It's only British can listen to them, because British is somehow working with Janjaweeds, But in terms of US, I don't think they will have any help from United States of America. It's just like it's just like the picture that surfaced today. When Tinubu went to Aso Rock to go and see that boy that is there, so-called Buhari. We all know that there is nobody like Buhari. Even though if you can work,
no, we don't all know that though. No, we don't. You can't say that. No, we don't all know that, because I know that it's Buhari. Everybody knows Buhari apart from the small section, the Jubril merchants.
No.
Don't say we all know when we don't all know. It's just your small sect. I'm listening.
Yeah, just allow me to say something. Listen,
Carry on.
We have been following you. Yeah, we have been following you. And look, if you want to be, if you don't want Nigeria to end, Nigeria will end you. Listen, I hate when we are bringing something seriously, and it's like you're playing in this.
Settle down, Freeman. No, settle down, Freeman. No, settle down, Freeman. Hold on. Freeman, hold on.
One man. Let me answer him. Freeman.
Okay.
Freeman, listen. That is an opinion. Okay, not everybody shares that opinion. Whether it is true or not, it is an opinion. Know. Okay, we don't know. It hasn't been confirmed. Okay, even it
not. Hold on.
It might not be true or whatever.
It's not true. It is ridiculous nonsense. It is ridiculous nonsense to say that Buhari is Jubril at Sudani, and then to tell us Jubril Sudani has run away, and then he has passed the silicon mask to another one. Is it Abdul now? What is the latest name that you people are joking with? As though they were running some. It is the height of foolishness. It is the height of foolishness, and you people are creating a you are creating a distraction with this stupidness of this Jubril nonsense. Because instead of us to go, there's enough to go after Buhari without you distracting. They are just mocking you now. When you are doing all this Jubril is Sudani, and it's a silicon mask, and it's not this shallow grave and basement in Cuba, and you're asking people with a brain to play along with this level of foolishness. I'm going to unmute you so that you can have your right to reply. Freeman.
Okay, thank you. Did you I hope you saw what happened in Benue. Can you see what happened at Benue? The way the governor is crying up till now.
Tom, yes, I know. I saw it.
Yeah. Up till now,
but that is my point. That is my point. The situation, No, hold on. The situation is bad enough for you not to make up any story to embellish it. Even that crying of that Governor Tom is bad enough. All the slaughtering in Nigeria is bad enough. There's enough bad going on in Nigeria for us to go after Malam Buhari, for you now not to be making up, maybe it is that small boy, it is Jubrila. That's a distraction.
How can we go after him? If we are not presenting our words like this, how can we go after Buhari? How can we go after? Because I'm saying the man there is not Buhari. You are telling me it's Buhari.
Okay, who is he? Who is there? If it's not Buhari, then obviously
it's not Buhari. It's not Buhari. It might be you.
Who is there?
It might be you with mask.
Of course
it might be you with mask.
Why are you saying it's not Buhari? For all we know, for now, for all we know,
let's see what
happens.
You know.
Okay,
for all we know, it is Buhari. Okay.
No, it's not even for all we know. We know for a fact that it's Buhari. We've known Buhari for 60 years. So look at what we're talking about. We're talking about towns being taken over in Borno State, 4 towns already. We're talking about Governor Otom crying that this is too much and this man must do something. And what these people are doing, they are doing all this Jubril at Sudani, which then turns the whole thing into a joke. It's not a joke, it's a serious matter. Let me bring in voices that are Solo, we see you.
Can I say something?
Who's that?
Excel.
Go on.
If it's Buhari or if it's not Buhari, I think that is one reason why I don't agree with at all when I listen to, some people have a lot of points, they make their points and we see reasons with it, and then they come with a bit of madness into it.
It's foolishness. It's foolishness.
Why am I listening to this guy? Makes me wonder, why do I listen to Nnamdi Kanu sometimes? There's a lot of sense he makes, but then it comes with this idea that Buhari is dead, and then we should look at the ears and all that. And then I'm maybe
that his face is not moving. His face is not moving. It's not foolishness. Foolishness. And you're asking us to play along with foolishness? Come off it, man. You are better than that, Freeman.
There's a lot of things he has said that I quite agree with and are happening every day. So I'm a bit, I'm like 50-50 with the guy. But then about the situation in the Chad Basin and Buhari talking with the U.S. Military to come in and intervene. One, I think this man Buhari doesn't know that the U.S. already have their case on him. The U.S. are not just sitting down and minding their business; they are minding every other person's business. They don't just invest their military everywhere like before. And one thing you understand about the world, global politics now is nobody wants to spend their military force in a zone they cannot trust. They cannot trust the Nigerian military. They have tried it before. They can't trust the Nigerian military.
Because they feel they are playing a double game, the Nigerian military. Yes. Let's bring but they are not even clever enough for the games they think they are playing. Let's bring Fortright in to make sense of it. Fortright, who is in Aso Rock, they are now telling us it is Jubril Sudani, and then it is Mustafa Amigo, and all this kind of silliness. What are you making of it?
One man want to mow.
And one man went to mow. It is me now. If only I had all the dollars. If only I could be helping myself to the central bank. Fortright. Fortright, are you there? Unmute. I can see you, Fortright. Unmute. Just
Okay. Hello, gentlemen. Sorry, I didn't.
There you are. No, that's fine.
Yeah. So hello again. Thanks for having me back.
You're welcome.
Well, like you said, it's a distraction talking about who the president is.
It's foolishness. You are too polite. Call it foolishness.
Well, now you're behaving like Kanu, one man.
No, but it is full. Look, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I know you know that I interrupt a lot. Look at all the weighty issues that we're talking about. Towns being taken, these people cascading into the south. There are havocs in the Pinsa movement. They are coming from Niger, and these people will come. If it is even that young man is in Aso Rock, is it Jubril? And then it turns into a joke and a it's a distraction. You need to bin this jubril nonsense and let us talk about serious matters. Sorry, Forthright. Carry on, sorry.
Yes, I agree with you. It is a distraction. And for me, anybody who wants to tackle a problem, you don't look at the symptoms, you tackle the root cause. So the root cause, like I said before, is the Constitution. For me, as a Yoruba woman, I don't care who the president of Nigeria is. Even if his name is Ogedengbe, Farotime, it doesn't matter to me. It is the Constitution that allows that government to do what they're doing. It is the Constitution that allows a Fulani man to enter your forest and stay there and claim it. So the moment you take that away, you can then protect yourself, right? That is the bone of contention. That is what you should be attacking. That is where we should all pull our forces together and attack it and bring that Constitution down. Like I said, if Tinubu becomes president of Nigeria today, as a matter of fact, if Jesus comes down from heaven, Nigeria will not work with that Constitution.
Don't blaspheme.
It will not work. It will not work. Okay? I'm a Christian. I am a Christian. I'm going to tell people the truth. I'm a rebel in church. I challenge people. I challenge pastors. Don't just quote the Bible for me. So think about things with some sense.
Okay. Forthright, hold that thought because I've got a line of people wanted to come in. So I'll just take closing remarks from Freddie and Xero so that I can then have other people come and make their contributions as well. So Xero first, just give us a parting remark.
Just to cut what Forthright said about the Constitution. I don't think really the Constitution alone, because there are some countries that don't have the Constitution, and they operate very well. So I don't think it's the Constitution alone. I think what we have here is a myriad of problems. Now about the military, the U.S. military intervening in Nigeria, I think, like I said before, they're not going to be investing their personnel. That I can tell you for a fact. But then again,
why do you say that? Nigeria is a strategically important nation to the United States.
Yes, but they can also stand for a destabilized, divided Nigeria, because they can then deal with the breakaway.
Yes, I agree as well.
Yeah, so I don't think that U.S. is the key country that wants Nigeria to be united. It's the U.K., not the U.S. But then again, I find Buhari's tactics a bit amusing. But even if the U.S. wants to intervene, does he think he's going to talk to the U.S. like he told the World Bank to focus only on? Maybe he is feeling that he's going to tell them to focus only on the Southeast because these guys are separatists. I think the U.S. already have
It's a ridiculous man, Buhari, because he doesn't really understand what is going on. He thinks he's playing smart with the Secretary of State for the United States, because of course they've already got the data and they've already through their modeling, they've modeled actually how that country is going to pan out. So it's almost been able to predict. Yes, and they've placed their bets already, the Americans, because they have the sophisticated computing system and science to almost like predicting the future, model how that country is going to pan out. So whatever nonsense Malam from Daura has to say has no bearing on. They'll make, of course, all the usual diplomatic noises, but is it a Buhari that anybody is listening to? Some ridiculous person from...
I find it difficult to believe that it's the same Buhari that left the border porous in the north that's now going to the U.S. to campaign for their...
Imagine the foolishness.
I don't understand.
Okay, Zero, I'm actually going to ask you to... you can stay locked on, but I'm going to put you on the subs bench as I did yesterday, because I think people may still want to hear from you. It's only to bring in a few more voices. So that's X0. Of course, we all know X0s are voices. A voice rather, not voices. Freddie, you're up next.
Yes.
Just give us a parting remark so I can allow other people to come in.
Thank you very much. In the issue of the Constitution, I believe and think that is part of the problem we're having in Nigeria as well. Because basically, if we
like Forthright said,
yes, I want to go with her, because the Constitution was not actually done by the people, but the military. They imposed the constitution on us. Because if we all could remember when Obasanjo was sworn
sorry, Freddie. Can I just hold you to that point? Because that was the point that I was trying to press with somebody yesterday. I can't quite remember who. That they were saying that some ragtag body somewhere, maybe in the South, they've gone and taken some force majeure to say that they were not party to the agreement, therefore it does not bind on them. And I was trying to say that, no, this is a military constitution, not an agreement. So a force majeure does not apply in this circumstance. But it's just along the lines of what you're saying now. So Freddie, carry on.
Okay, yeah. So, like, because when Obasanjo was sworn in, the constitution wasn't ready yet. So he wasn't sworn in with the constitution because they were still preparing it. The constitution said, we, the people of Nigeria. But that constitution was not we, the people of Nigeria, that did the constitution. Okay, that is it. Then in the issue of the American soldiers coming to help, I think they might come because they have somebody there pushing for it. If we all know, we know that Obama has always been an ardent supporter of Buhari. He actually brought Buhari to power. He helped to bring Buhari to power.
And Obama is back in the White House now, isn't he?
He is there having an influence. That's what I'm saying. So whoever saying the American soldier doesn't have interest or something, no.
Because Obama, of course, is Biden's daddy.
Yes, he will push it. So that is, I see that happening. And you're saying, what interest do they have? Halliburton is there for them and everything. So they have interest in Nigeria. So they're going to protect their interest. They might, all
you have to understand
the
wealth in Nigeria is untold wealth in that country, and the Americans know. So, Freddie, like X0, I'll hang. If you are happy to hang around, then I'll bring you back. I'll just to let other people in. So that is Freddie. You heard what he has to say. So let me bring. Hold on. So okay. So GitLab, you're up. So let's have your comments, and then we go to Solo, and then we go to Baya Odua. So GitLab, unmute, introduce yourself, and tell us where you stand in the conversation.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I have a quick question before I continue, if you don't mind. And that question is to you, one man went to Mo.
Okay.
Now the question is, I mean, if you care to be honest to your audience, do you work for the Nigerian government by any means?
Of course I do. I'm with the DSS. Can't you see? Can't you see it on my... what's the object of this exercise? What are you leading to with this?
No, the reason for the question is I just want to be sure that you're very well verified to your audience, because it looks like you're gathering... I mean, you have the right to, let me accuse you and give you the chance to defend yourself, right?
Okay.
Looks like you're baiting people for all kinds of opinion, and we're not addressing the point. That's the way I perceive.
Sorry, no, repeat that.
You're baiting people for response, on issues that are quite unnecessary to a large extent, and these are really not the issues that a few folks who are independent. If you can just cite an example. If you can just stop cutting me up, let me make my point.
No. I need to be clear on what you're saying. So
it's a general point I'm making, and if you let me
you
get
can't
to
make
the
a
point.
general point with a specific. You have to be specific. If you say I'm baiting, then how am I baiting?
One man, if you just let me make that point, you probably understand where I'm going, and maybe you understand the question or the point.
Okay.
All right. So the point I'm trying to make is, I think you ask or bring out information. I'm not sure if it's for the purpose of your channel or something, but you bring out informations that that don't fit the conversation that's hitting up the polity. And I'll give you one example.
Right.
One example is, I know you have a lot of probably a good number of IPOB sympathizers on your audience, and maybe they are the greatest part of your audience.
Right.
And each time you talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I sit back and I imagine things. I'm like did you just did we just wake up 2021? First of all, let me make one point clear. If you'd listen to that interview, one interview from Channels TV, the interview was conducted by Kadaria Ahmed.
Right.
She interviewed Mazin Namdekano at his residence.
I saw it. All
right. Did he speak to you? The manner he took that interview and those interviews within that period, does it sound like the manner he talks these days? He was very stable, the most soft-spoken young man, very articulate. Something must have triggered to make him sound the way he sounds. And by the way, no one on this audience should come here and say,
no, I'm still, no, I won't give you 1 minute. No.
Okay, give me 30 seconds to make that point.
No, I need to press you because you've come now, you've made an allegation, and I'm waiting for you to back it up. Accusing me of all
those are the reference I'm making. Those are the reference I'm making. Let me get to the point. I just gave you a reference, and I'll summarize and give you the whole point, right? So listen to the first reference. He was well-spoken, very articulate young man. Today, he speaks in a certain manner, and you come to your audience with derogation, Nnamdi Kanu, Jibril distraction, Jibril that. Do you not understand psychology? That propaganda is a psychological. The propaganda has woken every single one of you up, if you consider the propaganda. Before now, you won't even care to listen to what he has to say. But the last time he came, and Dele Momodu gave him an audience to speak during the NSAS, everybody fell in love with him. Just the Channels interview, you listen to Emma Powerful give his own audience his own side of the story. You have a better picture how Ikonso was killed, right? So if these people Nnamdi Kanu has been speaking since 2015. And now, if you care to pay attention,
I'm still waiting. Hold on.
And
you're raising your voice.
Technique, you woke up.
You're raising your voice, but you're not saying a lot. I am still waiting because you've made two allegations. You've accused me of being a person of the Nigerian government.
No,
that was an accusation. That was an accusation. And you went on to accuse me of baiting. So you back those two comments up or take them back?
I think
back it up. No, back it up or take them back.
Okay, so hold on. Which one do you want me to back up, or which one be specific?
Either one. Back both. Okay. You've come here now and you've accused me of being an agent of the Buhari cabal. So you back that up or take it back. And you've accused me of baiting people, so you back that up or take it back. And don't meander.
Be an accuser of DSS, I'll respond to that. Be an accuser of DSS, I'll respond to that first. All right? Now, you need to get back to the classroom in case you missed something. I ask you a direct question. I say, are you? It's left you to say yes or no. So I do not.
No.
That's your question. Now, the question again is one man went to Mo. One man went to Mo. The question again is one man went to Mo. Do you work for the DSS, yes or no?
All right. Okay, you make that decision and follow your instincts.
Exactly. I gave you the chance to defend yourself. So tell your audience, you work for the DSS or not.
What is that predicated upon?
Now the next question, to respond to your next question, because you don't have a response. You don't have a response. Do you work for the DSS, yes or no?
Stay there.
Do you work for the DSS, yes or no?
That is the height of foolishness. Do you work for the DSS?
Do you work for the DSS?
You are a total moron. What do you work for the DSS?
Do you work for the DSS? Yes or no? You can't answer to that. Then you see your money brain. Now the next time you come here, Nnamdi Kanu has woken every single one of you up, and you can't come here and you are the biggest fool.
You are the con man.
You are the biggest fool. You are the biggest guy.
He's a con man.
He's the subject of your conversation every day. Look at you, Muro. You come here to make noise every day. You know, motherfucker.
There you go. And there it is. So, Freeman, you are up next. Of course, that is in alignment with you. So, what says you, Freeman? So,
listen,
you tell me,
you know,
am I a
the
DSS
truth,
man because I'm praising you on the foolishness of the chantings of your Lord and Master, and you come back, whoever that guy is.
Yeah, he will be back. But what you got to know is this: the truth is bitter, and
what truth?
Those that say they are Nigerian, excuse me, they have fooled
No. People do this a lot, and I'm sorry. Hold on, Freeman. Apologies to the audience that I raised my voice and used language that you may feel that you had no expectation of me. But that guy, he accused me of baiting, but he actually came here to try and bait me. I think you got that, because he came here to try and bait me, either by himself. I'm not even going to say anybody sent him, because it doesn't sound as though he has sufficient for anybody to use him as a tool. So it's just some loud person, and I hope he does come back, because I want to pin him down, because he's come to make ridiculous. I press people. Sorry, carry on. I press people on all matters. I press matters. Just hold on, Freeman, please. I press matters on Tinubu. I press matters on Atiku. I press matters on Nnamdi Kanu. I press matters on Buhari. I press matters on the Yoruba space. I press matters on the Ooni of Ife. I press matters on the Alaafin of Oyo. I press matters on Hope Uzodinma. I press matters on all matters pertaining to Nigeria. So why is Nnamdi Kanu suddenly this thing that anybody cannot reference? Otherwise, you get maligned and accused. What is this is the level of foolishness that space is known for. Sorry, Freeman, because you did not make the thing, but you are the face of that space. So can you respond to that?
Yeah, I think simple truth. Truth is bitter. It's bitter, and Nigerians don't want to hear the truth. There are a lot of Nigerians, they don't want to hear the truth, and that's why we are where we are. That is why we are where we are. If I should say, it's because of Nnamdi Kanu. You started this your platform, because before you were not here. A lot of people
how do you know that?
Not here.
How do you know that? Look,
yes, I know.
No, this is foolishness. No, this is full. No. You see, this is no. Hold on. This is the thing that you do. You know, my platform is on YouTube. Do you know that? And when this platform was started, and all the videos that I've done is there for anybody to see. So how can you say, when you know that the facts to prove what you are saying is a foolishness, then why would you make that statement? When anybody that is watching this thing now can just go to the history of my channel and see the videos, the streamlines, and when the channel was started. So why would you say such an obviously disprovable thing? Is that, oh God, it's unbelievable, but then there we are.
No, it's unbelievable. I will tell you something. Listen, let me tell you something.
No, you back that statement up as well, or take it back. You back that statement up or take it back, because you now said that I started my channel because of your Lord and Master. So what are you predicating that upon? Back that up.
Yeah, because I'll back it up. Let me back it up a bit. Why? Because a lot of people has been sleeping. Nigerians has been sleeping until when Nnamdi Kanu comes up and try to wake everybody up. Now everybody's on social media. And few of them are the people who stand for the truth in social media.
But that wasn't what it
person like my general. Whenever you saw a general on platform, he knows what he knows where he's going about. He doesn't beat around.
Right.
He doesn't bring
out
some
because it beats to your tune, Abi. It beats to your tune. It beats to your tune, Abi.
Not that he beat to my tune. People have been sleeping for long, and if you don't wake up in time, my brother.
Well, wake up from what? Wake up from what? You're talking in parables. Wake up from what? You're talking in parables.
Wake up from saying that, look, Nigeria is no. Wake up from saying that man there is not Nigerian president. It's not Buhari. Because you want to tell me that is Buhari. All these things have been.
No, who is he? Who is he?
Listen.
No. You see, this is the thing you do.
He is not Buhari.
I think you do this thing to rile me up, you know. You make a statement and I've asked you to back two statements up now and you've not been able to. Who is
presidency?
No. Stay there. Who is he? Who is he? Who is he?
I'm here.
Who is he? Who is he?
He's not Buhari.
No, yes.
He's not Buhari.
Who is he? You understand English, you understand the question.
Yes.
Who is he?
They might clothe you and put you there, and that is presidency.
It's me, Abi.
Yes.
So I'm DSS and Buhari all at the same time.
The spokesman said,
Oh,
listen,
God.
the spokesman said, excuse me, the spokesman said, whatever he said, you have to take it. That is from the presidency.
Who is he? Who is he?
It's
Freeman,
not
answer that
Buhari.
question. Don't run. Don't.
Buhari.
You say you are running. Okay, you said it's not Buhari, so you don't have to say that
I'm not
again.
running. I'm here.
Don't say it's not Buhari again, because you said that 20 times now. So the question I am putting to you, and address this question without running, who is he?
It is not Buhari.
That
is what I want you to know.
Yeah, who is he?
You know
Who is he? Who is he?
You
see, this is the foolishness that the whole thing is a foolishness, you know, and it's a real mess, because you guys, the golden opportunity that you have with that IPOB movement and the Biafra movement is falling apart because of the lack of intelligence that underpins it, because it's just a mass of foolishness. This is really the thing, and that is the tragedy of it. Anybody that wants to chime in can chime in, because you know, they are still
guys, let me correct you. Fred, wait.
Yes.
IPOB and Biafra is not falling apart. Do you know why? Why it's not falling apart is what is happening in Benue cannot happen where IPOB is.
All right, okay. But you've not answered the question. You said the person in Aso Rock is not Buhari, and I'm going to ask you one last time, and I'm sure you will run away again. Who is he?
It's not Buhari.
Yeah, of course.
Hello, guys.
You have to know, and you know that.
I don't know that. I don't know that. I know that it is Buhari, but you are telling me it's not Buhari. But I'm asking you then who he is. But of course,
guys, can I comment? Can I
come in, please? Yeah.
Please, can I say something? This is Freddie. Yes. Yeah. It's been a heated one this evening. Interesting though. Okay. First of all, okay. I think we are all entitled to our opinion, but the thing is, like the Bible says, it says, test our spirit. I listen to everybody. But the thing is, when I listen to you, then I use my own filter. I filter out the ones that I think is garbage. I take the ones that I think is useful for me to move on. That's how I do my own thing. Okay. In as much as I do not believe that who is there is not Buhari, then one man I still do not believe that Nnamdi is a scam. He is not.
He is a scam.
No. He could be anything, but not scam. Okay? Because I believe that
scam.
No, he's not. This is my own opinion. And then somehow, like the other guy was trying to say, I see where everybody is coming from. He started kind of talking and started awakening people's consciousness. Fair enough. Before, I do not believe in anything in Nigeria or whatever. In as much as I still don't believe in this dividing Nigeria, but I still believe that there is a big problem. There's something wrong with Nigeria. Okay? So, like I said, I listen to everybody. I filter out what garbage is and then take the one that I feel that is useful to me. So he's to me, he's not a scam. To me, I do not believe that the person is not Buhari. But what I believe is because there was a statement by Aisha Buhari one certain time that the cabal has taken over his husband. That it's no longer his husband that is in charge. It might be Buhari, but in my opinion, he is not the one making the decisions. This I believe.
You see,
okay, but this is where I'm coming.
Sorry to interrupt you, Freddie. But this is something that I've often trumpeted on this channel endlessly. Yeah. The guy is demented. I say that all the time. The guy needs heavy medication to even get out of bed. I say that all the time. The guy is in a vegetative state, and I say that all the time. Anybody that follows this channel would have heard me say that countless times. So, of course, Buhari is not running anything. Buhari gets in and out of moments of lucidity, as by my own perception, through medication. That is why he's not able to give a live broadcast or have a live debate or even interact with the journalists that might not be friendly to him, because the guy is in the advanced stages of dementia. And that tallies with the thing that the cabal has taken over the
seat.
presidency. But that is a leap to then say, no, it is silicon mask and all this.
One man as well. Now, like the other guy was trying to say is a propaganda. That actually brings us back. That should bring us back again. Yeah. Why then do we allow somebody that is incapacitated to be our president? Why are we allowing that to be happening?
Well, that is the thing. That's the thing.
That is another question. You know,
but how do we stop it? How do we stop it?
That is the thing. Now we need to rise up and say, listen, he either come and address us. If he's incapable of doing that, we impeach him or he steps down. People do resign for crying out loud. Is it only in Africa that people do not resign? Okay, he can resign peacefully
but he's not going to resign.
And go and sort himself out. Must he die there?
Freddie, I don't think you quite know how bad the situation is for us. This guy, you know, he's not going to resign. We all know that. He's not going to be impeached because the weight of his people are in the Senate. And, you know, it's just the whole thing. We're captive and we can't take to the streets because, of course, Lekki Toll Gate. Let's bring Soji in. Soji, what are you making of it? It's been a volatile one.
It's been fantastic. Am I here?
You're on, Soji. Yeah.
Very good, very good. Yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic, as per normal. If I can take a moment, there's a lot of things that are happening around the world, and with this program and this platform, I see a fantastic opportunity for us here. There are 24 of us roughly on online at the moment, and I feel that this is a fantastic opportunity for us here to debate with purpose. And in the calamity, I feel, and the rudeness that the guy, I think his name was, I've forgotten his name already, but it's a gift.
Yeah, whoever it was, I wish he would come back to defend himself, because I don't want to malign him without him being here. Yeah.
I'm not sure that you actually need that kind of person, but because you see, the thing is, I find there's a level of emotional anxiety within Nigeria. And a lot of this emotional anxiety seems to hail from this aspect of Biafra, where there are some things that some people are just not allowed to say. And there's no intimidation. Right now, intimidation is what runs Nigeria. And it's intimidation that Nnamdi Kanu uses. And I'm not against him. I listen to him also, and I find him very interesting, but I'm not intimidated. Why? Because he's a effing human being. He's just a human being. He's not a god. The way we are dealing with him is as if the Lord. I'm not impressed with what that guy said. I'm not impressed rudeness that he gave the platform as a whole, and in particular one man. Now, if I can still take a moment, one man, and I went to Mo. Now, I was thinking about the program yesterday. I didn't come on purposely. I listened to the two programs that you had, the one in the afternoon and the one in the evening, and I found them quite enlightening at that point. And I found that there were some stars who really spoke to a purpose, and not this feudalism that we have amongst us in that place called Nigeria. Forthright, I was impressed with you. You were wonderful. You gave me aspects that filled in the gap.
Don't boost my ego. Don't boost my ego too much.
No, it gave me, Forthright gave me aspects that plugged the gap in my own understanding of what's going on in Nigeria. And I have a deep understanding of what's going on in Nigeria, West Africa, and the Black world. As I said, I come from an Pan-African point of view. Yes, okay. Solo was another one who was fantastic. Ayo, you know, he did his bit, and he comes in with some intelligence. Mike, I'm sorry, Mike got a bit of a bashing yesterday, but I felt he was excellent as far as I was concerned. And one man I would stick apart is the person with a rightful name as Starman Alpha. That guy, for me, wonderful. I've got just a few suggestions.
So let me just interrupt you.
If I could just go on 1 minute, one minute more.
No, you carry on.
Ejosa. Okay. 1 minute more. 1 minute more. I've got a few suggestions that would allow us to go, I believe, forward on this platform called One Man, went to mow. One man went to mow and meadow. One man, 3 men, 4 men. I don't know those lyrics. And his dog went to mow and meadow. Now, this thing, yes, this one man, and that particular poem, it speaks about one man going forward and collecting friends. And those friends aren't in this specific platform. Those friends are not necessarily all agreed, but they are going to know because there is a purpose to which we are going. So before I cut out and come back in, I feel, and I've got a lot of suggestions there. I've been thinking about this platform. I think it's a powerful platform, and I think it's a platform that gives us dialogue.
Just one moment. I want to bring Forthright in because just to hear her voice. But just to what you're saying, you mentioned a few names there. Let me just pick Starman. I don't think since all the time that Starman has been coming to this platform, he has ever said maybe 80% of what he says I disagree with, and maybe even 90% of what I say he disagrees with. But we're able to engage in a civil conversation like two grown-up adults, civilized human beings, and I'll say no but, and he will say no but. He will give reasons for his no but, and I will give reasons for my no but. But in a civil tone, but we might not even converge, and we never really converge on any point because I see it totally differently from how he sees it, but he is able to allow for my quirks, and I'm able to allow for his whims. So we allow for that in a civil tone, but we still agree to disagree in a civil tone. When he leaves, I say, we look forward to hearing you again, and I say that on my behalf, and it looks
I'll interrupt you a bit.
Yeah.
I'll interrupt you a bit just to tell you that we're on the same page. It's a thing called maturity, and I'm afraid that our Nigerian platforms across the board, where serious discussions are taking place, are full of immaturities, full to the brim. So that we can never get to the place within this discussion where we're actually trying to go. There are comments that are now saying that all this is a distraction. All this is a waste of time. I came on specifically early today, and the conversation was going in a simple direction. But my observations are that throughout, since I've come into this platform, which is about 4 or 5 shows, if not a little more, I've observed that the title that you write under as for what the discussion is going to be about, we touch on it for an aspect and then we leave it. We start going on some kind of ramble.
Let's hear from
and the ramble is interesting. Don't get me wrong. The ramble is interesting.
Hold on, mute for a moment. Let's hear from Forthright. Forthright is paid. This wasn't what you signed up for when you are logged in. What's it to you? Huh?
Well, I grew up in Lagos rural area. I have a lot of I have 3 brothers and I have loads of uncles, so I'm used to this kind of scenario. So I'm good. Like I said yesterday, one man, I will not criticize a person for the way they choose to defend themselves. So Nnamdi Kanu is choosing the way he wants to run his business. So I can't criticize him. I have listened to him. I've listened to his criticism of the Yoruba people as well. And I didn't agree with him because we have our own way of doing things. We like to listen. We like to observe. It does not mean we're not doing anything. Okay? And that is why you don't see a lot of things happening in Yoruba land right now with Fulanis. It does not mean we don't know what's going on. It does not mean we're not attending to it. But there's a saying that you don't throw a party when you kill a mosquito. You don't need to show it. Why? I've done what I need to do. I don't need to show anybody that I'm doing anything. The person is gone. That's it. Okay? So Nnamdi Kanu can do his own thing. We're doing our own thing. And and somebody was saying is the constitution is not important, but we are a group of diverse.
No, I think they actually agreed with you that it is important.
No, somebody else said,
okay.
Yes, we have the people problems. There's always people problems. There's always going to be crime in every society. But the constitution is the basis of the Nigerian existence. It is the foundation that we're built on. And if the foundation is wrong, the building is going to collapse and there are going to be casualties. That is why I keep banging on that. That is why there's somebody in Aso who is not functional, who still is the president. So if you take that away, then everything is sorted. And this is the thing about answers. For a long time, I didn't want to hear about Nigeria at all. I just thought the whole thing was foolishness, and that's why I left the country. But when I saw what happened at NSAS, I've always believed that people had the problem themselves. But when I saw what happened, people that you think are they are agberos, they are illiterate and all that.
Just on that, let me ask you a question on that, and this is for everyone as well. Just with that NSAS, do you think that with that NSAS, do you think hope was rekindled or hope was killed? Just isolating that NSAS as the experience of it. So do you think hope was rekindled or hope was killed? Reflect on that. Let me bring Solo in because we've not heard from Solo. So Solo, what says you?
Wow. Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
First of all, I would like to say that this program, I just started watching it not long ago. And I decided to join yesterday because I said, okay, I think it's a good plan. I think it's a good platform. And it's also a platform where we can exchange ideas. And with that, probably we get to hopefully try to make a change in Nigeria. Because personally, since I've been outside Nigeria, I decided not to get involved in Nigerian issue because I got so tired about the whole situation. Absolutely. Until my wife started telling me that you can't run away from it.
Absolutely.
It keep on getting worse every day by the day. And as the forthright I've said, I think last year when the NSAS issue happened, that was when I became more serious about what is going on in Nigeria. And here we go. This platform was there. I said, okay, there's nothing wrong. Let me just join. We contribute.
Okay, to that question that I just put, is NSAS hope rekindled or hope finally killed within the Nigerian space? Just that NSAS as it happened and was experienced, is it the takeout of it? Is it hope rekindled or hope dashed finally within the Nigerian space?
Yeah, for me, I cannot say yes or no. I can only say yes or no by 2023. Okay. Because after what happened last year, if people still go and vote and make a choice based on somebody distributing bread, rice, and whatever for them for that moment, then we are back to square one.
Okay, Freddie, who's that?
Yeah, it's me, Freddie. Solo.
Okay,
Solo,
Freddie, make that comment, and I'll put you on the subs bench again and bring some because it's just off the queue. But I want you around, so carry on.
Yeah, Solo. 2023 election. You and I know that most of the times in Nigeria, it is not actually the will of the people that suffices during election. The people might vote, but it's not. It's still at the end of the day, it's not. Who you want that comes out. So election, I don't think that should be the. I don't know how to put it, but to me, the NSAS, it kind of is hope rekindled to me. You want to see because it shows that people are beginning to think, to be aware of what is happening. For the first time, that kind of demonstration or something happened in Nigeria. That shows that people are beginning to pay more attention to what is actually happening, beginning to ask questions, even though it was quashed. But that is the starting point, that people are aware and they are beginning to reason. That's the way I see it.
Okay, Freddie, let me put you back on the subs bench. No doubt bring you back again, especially if you hang around till the end, then you get a fuller space to just give us a full flavor of what you really want to express. So let me just bring Mike in. I think Mike was there. Okay, so Mike, you're up. Sorry, did somebody want to chime in?
Yeah, one man.
Who's that?
Okay.
Who's speaking?
Solomon.
Huh?
It's Solo.
Okay, Solo, go quickly so that Mike can have a say. So off you go. Just make that point.
Yeah, I was just trying to say that, you know, considering what has happened, I mean, for the past few minutes, I would say that maybe we should try and channel today's discussion to the main topic. That's just what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
yes,
that's
but,
so we can achieve something.
No, thank you for that. But that guy accused me of baiting, but he baited me slightly, and I fell for it. So first, just now that you said it, I want to apologize to everybody for, one, losing my cool, and two, maybe some of the languages that I did use that might not have been your expectation of me. But that guy caught me from the left wing a bit, because I was expecting all manners of abuse. Of course, when I set up this platform, I was expecting, oh, you bald-headed guy with your funny glasses, and I was expecting all of that. But the last thing I expected was for anybody to accuse me of being with Buhari. Imagine all of the videos that I've been doing, or even being with Tinubu. The last thing, because the one thing that I thought was coming across in my videos, the one thing, and if it's not coming across, then I have to redouble my effort to put it across. The one thing that I was hoping was coming across was that I was with the people and essentially for the people and against anything that weighs upon us, because we're being held down. So for somebody, and you get this, I'm sorry to have to say this, but I'm not really sorry to have to say this. You get this especially from that eastern cusp, not the eastern cusp, but that militant tonality of that IPOP movement. They're sort of like an extremist set of people, and if you don't go with their ways, then if I was in Nigeria, they'd have probably sent the boys round with the AK-47 or so. It's just madness. If I don't agree with
those people are cowards, man. They only know how to shout on the internet. When he sees you in person, he won't say it to your face. He will never talk to you like that in your face. Trust me.
Mike, take it cool a little bit. Let us bring our attention.
Hold on. I'm going to mute everybody. The only thing is, I can't really filter the thoughts of people that come on stream, and I don't really want to filter them too heavily. But of course, now I'll be muting people, and So what was Mike saying?
The thing is, those people. Trust me. I live in a city where most of the high pop reside. These guys on the internet, you would think they are the toughest, the most dangerous human being. But when you see them in person, they are perfect gentlemen. Those things, they are cowards, man. That's how cowards behave.
Anyway, let's just abandon that, because like Solo was saying that we should head back to more important matters. As I always say, I say that this IPOP thing is a distraction, and this is exactly it now. We're talking about the Boko Haram seizing territory in Borno and cascading in. We're talking about Buhari begging for help from the Americans, and now we have landed again where we usually land, in the Nzobo territory. Mike, off you go.
Okay. What I see is this. The Nigeria, all this situation is going on in the north. If the country have to fix the problem, we have to get to a point where we are united. But the way I'm looking at it, looks like this unity is something that is million miles away. Most people that came today, they have been talking, they have been saying, oh, one day it's not working, we have to break. And the number one people that complain that we have to break the most are these IPOP people. And if you ask me what the proponents, the number one proponent of one Nigeria, I think it's them, because Nnamdi Kanu used his own mouth to say that when he was in prison, the Nigerian government offered him 5 eastern states to succeed away from Nigeria, and he used his own mouth to say he said no. He said no. It's like they offer the Yorubas today their 6 states to go and to succeed from Nigeria, and they say no. How would everybody react to that? Nnamdi Kanu used his own mouth to say the Nigerian government offered him the 5 eastern states to Biafra, and he told them no.
Sorry, Mike. Just to add on to what you said, and then I'll bring other thing. Just to add on to what you said, the guy that came with the intention that caught me off guard slightly, he was referencing an interview that Nnamdi Kanu did with Kadira Ahmed. So everybody can go watch that interview. It's on YouTube, Nnamdi Kanu, Kadira Ahmed. You can watch it. You will hear Nnamdi Kanu himself say in that interview that what he wanted was a confederation. He never wanted secession. This was barely, 3-4 years ago that this interview, what he said, and this is, don't take my word for anything. You have your YouTube there, go and watch it. So this guy was saying what he wanted was a confederation, and Kadira Ahmed pushed him on that, And he went on to describe how that confederation would be, which is effectively the language of restructuring that we're painting at the moment. And this guy, of course, now in a complete turnaround now has changed the narrative in a similar way that the Yoruba media from Lagos, they are fulefus and bastards and whatever. The narrative has not changed now that the Yorubas are his best friend. So it's just the inconsistency, the hyperboles, the foolishness and the bombasticness. It just makes the whole thing laughable. And when you call the whole thing laughable, then you get elements like this. And I don't want to talk about you without you being here. So please come back so I can address you frontally. So you get elements like this character coming on to just jar the senses and just do whatever it is that you just did. So Mike, you finish your point and then I'll do
and that's what I believe is, that's why I said the other time when I came here, like, they are holding everybody back, because if we have to decide on what we want to do, and there's no way one unit can do it alone. The Yorubas cannot do it alone. The Igbos cannot do it alone. It has to be a union. And as a Southerner, we all have to get to the same page. The South people, when they call the Igbos, they say, okay, listen, what are you doing? We don't understand it. You are calling us Biafra. Can you come and consult us? Let's talk. Let's get things on the table. Let's get on the same page. They will start insulting them. When the South people say, come and consult us, they will insult them. When the Yoruba say, hey, okay, we don't understand you, they will insult you. Just like the guy, all you are saying today is, okay, you are confused with this Jubilee, and they are insulting you. So these Igbos are just holding the rest of us back. They claim they are the number one. They want things to end. They want things to change. They want things to, okay, let's come together and know what we are talking about. And let's be on the same page. They will insult you. These people are a bunch of confused. I don't even understand.
Okay.
Hold on. Understand is their Biafra. We don't know. We don't know what Biafra is.
Hold on, Mike. Soji wants to come in. Freeman, I'm not going to let you go, but I'm going to put you on the subs bench to bring Freddie in, and then I'll bring you back. So Freeman, stay there. Soji, you come in, and come in and So Soji first, and then Freddie. And then,
if I can say, there are aspects I'll and speak on specifically. However, if I can just hold back and speak generally, and that generality is for the platform. Because I'm learning from the platform. Individuals speak to purpose on the platform. But if I can suggest, because of our title, which we should follow, we always, as you understand, go into some territory. I think it's purposeful.
I'm not sure if we cannot hear you, Soji.
So sorry about that. Can you hear me at all?
No, that's better. Yeah.
Earlier. I just want to speak generally for the aspect of the platform in itself. I think the platform makes a lot of sense. And I think what you have given to us here is reasoning between different aspects of thought. And I believe that is a daily purpose to which we should consider. And within that consideration, what we have as a topic, if I may suggest, whatever we have as a topic.
No, we can't hear you. You are completely gone now. Let me bring Freddie in as you sort out the audio. Freddie, you said you wanted to address but keep it to the point though. Hold on, keep it to the point.
I'm gonna keep it to the point.
And keep the language civil. And keep the language civil.
Obviously, come on, one more. You know me. I'm not.
Yeah, sorry, I have to say that now. I assumed well of everybody, but now I have to start doing supervisor.
Mike, I have a question for you. What is your problem with the Igbos? Just one question.
What is my problem with the Igbos? Yes. You've been listening to me. My problem is you guys are not organized. And you guys are not straightforward. And you guys, my problem with you guys is this. You are holding us back. That's the simple answer. You are holding the rest of us back in the South. You are holding us back. How? That's my problem with you guys. And you guys have the one. Okay, let me give you where my problem with you began. First of all, when in Nigeria, when we had our regional system, you Igbos brought it down. First of all, now we are in a mess today. You guys never apologized to any of us that are suffering from it today. Because if we continue with it, they never brought that system down, where everybody control their resources. South people will be controlling their oil today. Yoruba people will be controlling their wealth in the southwest today. Our money will be going to Abuja, where they be splitting it into 37.
Mike.
So you guys create all the problems we are dealing with in the south today, and you guys will be the one insulting every one of us. If we open our mouth to say things you don't agree
can you
with.
calm down? Then let me talk to. I was the one asking you a question. You've answered my question. Can I say something? Yesterday, I think
just
you
two
really
more
need to
points
go
from both of you.
Yeah, you really need to go back to history. I don't think you actually know your history. Yesterday, you said the Igbos fired the first shot. You were wrong there. That was wrong. Now you're saying
no, sorry. I posed
back
that question.
Hello?
It wasn't him. I posed
Mike
that
said
question.
it. Mike said it.
Igbos started the war.
Said it. Exactly.
Yes.
He said it. He said it. How? Yes.
You fired the first shot when he invaded the Midwest.
You are Mike. You need to go back and read your history. This is why the history was swept down under the carpet. Any country that does not know his history.
Who fired the first shot? How do you know what I don't know? Do you know where I've been? Listen, let me tell you where I learned my history from.
Mike.
As much as I'm happy for you guys to battle it out, I too love that bare pit of an argument, because that is really where the gem comes out. But I think this might well be something that could go on forever and ever. So I'm just going to allow you just two more comments, just one more comment each, both of you. So Freddie was speaking when I put you both on mute. So you just say succinctly, Freddie, what you want to get across the mic, and Mike, you get the right to rebuttal, and we'll end it there and then move the conversation on. So Freddie, you're up first.
Okay, yeah. What I wanted to say is that the Igbo did not start the fight. They had an agreement in Aburi, which they signed the papers for restructuring, coming back. On getting back, what's his name? Gowon had a call from whoever that was controlling him to say, you have to go back on that agreement. He came back, instead of sticking to what was agreed, he went back on it and went to create the 12 states. And that was how Ojukwu said, since you've gone back on the agreement, we are pulling out. They attacked the Igbos. So get your facts right. The Igbos did not start the war. That was how the war started.
Okay, thank you, Freddie. I'll put you back on the soft bench. I'm not letting you go. So, Mike, the same principles, and we'll make this your closing remark. So you address that by way of a closing remark.
Okay.
Mike?
When they went to Aburi, they agreed on issues, well, but the main issue was that where Ojukwu disagree when they go on change was that it won't divide the East, I guess. But when Gowon came back, it was these rivers people, the Queries, the Jaws, that told Gowon, and the Oba of Benin actually, they told Gowon, now listen, this thing that you agree with Ojukwu, we want to determine for ourselves, we don't agree. We want to break away from the East. The Jaws, the rivers said to Gowon, like, listen, we want our own states. We don't want to share boundary with the Igbos anymore. That's why Gowon created the rivers according to the demand of the people, because that's what the restructuring Ojukwu agreed on, that self-determination. That's what Ojukwu and Gowon agree, that every nationality we have right of self-determination. And when the rivers people say we are going by what you guys agree in Aburi, we have to make our own self-determination. Our own self-determination is we want to create our own state. And when Gowon created the river state, is when Ojukwu lost it and decided to invade the Midwest to launch the first attack, which led to the war. And when he launched the attack, well, let me finish the point though. When he launched the attack, he attacked the people in Edo, he killed them. He attacked people in Delta, he killed them. He attacked the Yorubas in Ondo, he killed them. That's what turned the Edos, the Yorubas, and the Deltas to say, okay, we have to defend ourselves. We were fighting self-defense against the Igbos. We didn't start war against the Igbos.
Okay, Mike. It looks as though this is a topic that has just emerged by itself. So what I'm going to do is, if the demand is enough, and I'm going to listen to your feedbacks, go through the comment sections later, and just comment on the video itself as well. If there's enough of a demand, then we'll do as a standalone the Aburi Accord and also who fired the first shot. So that will be a standalone topic. And of course, Mike and especially Freddie and whoever else is interested can come and then just have a field day and battle it out of course, keeping the language civil. So we take that as a standalone comment, and we invite Mike to come back. Mike, of course, he always throws these little pockets of explosive into the situation. So we've got Chi joining us. Chi, unmute yourself, introduce, and sorry for the language that you'd have heard in the course of the thing, but unmute yourself and introduce yourself and tell us where you stand in the conversation. And then I'll bring Bia Odudua to come after you. So Chi first, and then Bia next.
Okay. Hi. I'm Chi, and I was on the show yesterday. I'm actually in Atlanta. Now, I've been hearing the whole back and forth, and this is the thing with the South. I know we all have our differences. I'm actually Igbo. But the thing is, we need to kind of sheath our swords right now, because we all have one kind of common goal right now. It's either we're restructuring, and I told you yesterday, the train of restructuring is kind of far gone. And that's why when you referenced Nnamdi Kanu saying, I said 4 or 5 years ago with Kaderia, he wanted restructuring. But when you look in deeper.
No, he wanted the confederation.
Yes. And it's still part of the whole restructuring. Confederation, federation, it's still part of the restructuring. But that train is far gone right now. So we all kind of have a common enemy. And usually I don't really want to lump all like a tribe and say it's like we have a common enemy like the Fulani.
The point I'm making, Chi, it was that that was an idea that he proposed once and not that long ago. So now this idea of Biafra or nothing, it cannot be that narrative when it because a period of time is really measured by 5 years, and this guy said this thing within the last 3 years or so that he wanted the confederation. So it cannot be a total jettisoning of what you held sacrosanct 3 years ago, a total jettisoning of that to now a new position. So what I'm saying then, that it cannot be Biafra or nothing. That might all be a negotiating tool, or at best, this guy is a flaky guy. So that's the thing.
No. Okay, you know what? I listened to him. He pushes 90% of the time for Biafra, but I know if truly we have a true restructuring and everybody controls their regional resources, and they're kind of autonomous, but kind of answer to one center that is weaker, believe me, every tribe will be kind of satisfied, like 70% to an or maybe 60% to an extent. But the main thing now is, and why this has come up to the fore, is we have one particular part of the country or like one particular group of people that are really going on a destruction rampage. That is what people should really focus more on, like rather than this whole what you want to control, because you can only control if you're alive. These guys, every day you wake up to the news, it's either like 20 dead. Like tomorrow, you can sleep today and wake up tomorrow, 80 dead in maybe Kaduna and other places.
It's almost guaranteed, isn't it? There wasn't a day that wasn't the case.
It's almost like guaranteed right now. So we need to really address all this, like this whole Yoruba versus Igbo and Biafra and Ijo. You want to take my land? It doesn't really matter.
Okay, so let me push you on a point, Chi, because this is the point that was pushing that led to the whole kerfuffle. I am saying that some of the narratives, like especially the Jubril at Sudani and the Silicon Mask, and I'll bring Solo. I'm going to put you on a subs bench because I'm going to reference Freddie here, and I want him to be there. So especially this language of Jubril at Sudani and all of this Silicon Mask, and people are saying, okay, you've had your fun with that, abandon it because there are more important matters. So these things, they serve as a distraction. And when you say that this is a foolishness, just leave that one and let's concentrate on things that are pertinent and germane. Suddenly you get all this whooping and hollering and the unzobo chanting and casting aspersions on people's names and making allegations that you cannot back up. So what I'm saying is, what is your position on this Jubril at Sudani and a Silicon Mask and Buhari in a shallow grave and basement in Cuba and all this foolishness? I'm calling it a foolishness, but is it a foolishness to you? Chi?
No, I wouldn't use the word foolishness. Like, you can never know what is worth, but I've never really seen a president kind of dead and the government goes so far to kind of keep it secret. Like, I think it happened in Malawi, but no one was really ruling them, and I don't even think it lasted for more than 48, 72 hours. Like, to conceal that kind of thing, it's really grave. You know, they know the consequences. I don't believe that.
Sorry, I keep on interrupting, Chi. Do you think the concerns in Nigeria is too big for us to continue to have this silicon mask thing? Do you think it's time for them to abandon that and let us face, united as a front, the real problem that we're contending with? Because some of the narratives is so silly sometimes. It's just too much of a distraction. And Freeman, you can come in as well, because of course you are part of this conversation.
No, okay. Before Freeman comes in, if I were in his shoes, I wouldn't even talk about it. I would just only talk about a president that is absent. But I cannot really, substantiate and bring out facts that he's actually dead. Because if I really had the fact, trust me, I would blow the news out. If I had the fact the president is dead, I would blow the news out, given the position and my stance on my whole pursuit to, get my federation. So I would, if I were MNK, I would actually tell him, like, just focus on the struggle and stop bringing up that whole he's dead and all that. Like, you can say he's demented. Everybody knows that fact. The president may actually be demented or have some serious illnesses.
It's almost certain, though, isn't it, that it's not 100% in the head. It doesn't have full possession of both his body and mind. We know he doesn't have full possession of his body because we're always seeing him falling down, but it doesn't have... I am convinced, because why else would they keep him prisoner in Aso Rock if he's... I don't think... Because you remember Donald Trump, what Donald Trump said, that the guy, what was it that Donald Trump said to describe him? That is a dead man walking or something, that is brain dead or something. So this was Donald Trump that sat him in a room and came out and said, no, this one is gone to the world. So that we know, but not the silliness. So Freeman, you chime in, because I've scattered around you in the conversation. So you chime in, Freeman. Just let me know, or us know.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me back once again. But I hope Mr. Mike is around to hear what I have to say. He jumped in and start saying bullshit from his mouth.
Oh no, we were just hold on. We were just saying about the language.
Don't interrupt. Give me my give me my chance, please. He jumped in and start saying those people that they are foolish, they are idiots. This is exactly what Ken Saro-Wiwa did. And now, where is Ken Saro-Wiwa? Look, Nnamdi Kanu told each and everyone, no matter how you serve these people, you must surely come back with shame. Okay, imagine Ogoni. He's talking about Ogoni. He's talking about this, that. The whole money is generating from there, but go there and see how there is. If it's not the Igbos that are building, that are developing there, that is Mike, he is nobody to compare any IPOB or to compare any Biafran or to compare any Igbo guy, even wherever he is. He was saying that if the IPOB stand and start talking, he can't be there because we don't take bullshit. He cannot be there. I hope he's hearing me.
How do you mean?
He thought we are the problem.
How do you mean, Freeman? How do you mean he cannot be there?
Okay, I hope he's there. This is what Polanis has been saying, that Igbos are your problem. Igbos are your problem. Whereas they are the problem. Now everybody has seen it, that it is them is the problem in Nigeria. Where do you see the Igbos killing?
Okay, Freeman,
where do you see the Yorubas killing? Where do you see the Igbos taking Yoruba farm? Where do you see the Yorubas taking Igbo property? Do you understand what I mean? So this is why this is why IPOB has come to stay. IPOB has come to stay in Biafra land, whether he like it or he don't like it. That is why the ESN has come to stay, whether he like it or he don't like it.
Freeman, can I clarify something? Can I clarify something? I'm clarifying it from my own point of view, and people who think like this. I'm not speaking for Mike, but I'm speaking for a particular chain of thought, a particular line of thought. So I want you to understand this. So unless you have to interrupt me, then don't interrupt. Nobody is objecting to IPOB. Do you understand? I personally am not objecting to IPOB. Not only am I not objecting to IPOB, I myself, I am an IPOB. Do you understand? I'm from Oyo-Alafio, but I am an IPOB. In a way that a man would say is a feminist too, to say that he stands to champion the right of women. I am an IPOB because I stand to champion what IPOB stands for. But more than IPOB, I'm also I'm a fan also and stand with Mossab, etc., etc. What that means in totality is that I stand for the Biafran agitation, if for no reason, even their marginalization, if just for the singular reason that is what they want. If this mass of people, 30 million in excess, say they want away from this contraption that they describe it as, then they should get away from the contraption and nobody must stop them and nobody should stop them. And anybody that tries to stop them, I am against. Do you understand that? So I am for that. I am also, you'll be surprised to hear that some of the things that Nnamdi Kanu does, I sort of agree with. He has to be a bit punchy sometimes to force the issue. I can understand that because sometimes, you know, let's say for instance, let's say you are in a bank and you want to get something done and you are not getting it done through polite language and you suddenly start to make noise. The manager will come back. He say, calm down, calm down, calm down. You have made a mess, but whatever it is that you are looking to achieve, you achieve it. But, you know, so he's using that language of being highfalutin and hyper in order to force the issue onto the central space in order then to focus the attention on the matter. So I agree with that. But where I disagree is his flakiness, is a subterfuge, the sleight of hand, the abracadabra, play dancing, the jumping up and down, the efulefu, the jubrila sudani, and all this. I think the foolishness is toning down the legitimacy and the potency of the message. So it is a complex, you know, situation. It's not a binary choice that I'm for IPOB or not for IPOB. I am for IPOB. That's not a binary choice. And it's not even a binary choice that I'm for Nnamdi Kanu or against Nnamdi Kanu. I am not really for Nnamdi Kanu, I have to say. I don't rate him especially, but I applaud what he's doing because, as you said, he has kept the focus on that matter. His manner of doing it is something that I find a bit, it's not exactly to my taste, but then, of course, who cares about my taste? So that is my own position, and I am entitled to that position, and I am entitled to express them publicly. So that is my position. So it's not that they are against us, they are for us. It's a very simple mind that sees things as black and white, because there are very few things in life that are black and white. There's always areas of gray, and it is where you weigh in the shading that your leaning really is. So that is the thing. I am not against the Biafra movement, if only for the sole reason that that is what the Igbos want. So be clear on that, and a lot of people are not against it if that is what the Igbos want. So it's not them against us, but it is the manner and the practice that people are pressing.
Sorry, yeah.
Can we get back to the topic for today?
Mike is against it. Let me tell you something. This thing. Today,
forget Mike, man. He's not here to defend himself. Make your closing remark, because I think even Fortright is not saying they're bored with it.
Yeah. Okay. Tinubu went to see him. Tinubu went to Aso Rock, but we didn't see where he was discussing with Tinubu. We only saw the picture. What does that show you? For I've been saying this here before. During all this pandemic, the man did not come out and talk to us. The whole killings that is happening, he never come out. How do we believe how do you believe it's Buhari? They put someone there to finish their job. And listen, no matter what is happening, they will not back out. They will not back up.
Okay, I think we get the message, Freeman.
Excuse me. Boko Haram has mounted their flag in full local government.
That was the topic. That was it.
President have never said something.
But he has.
Yes.
He has.
And this is why. Listen. This is
what you've just said is not true.
What did he say? Okay. The presidency. That is the presidency.
He's addressing it with the Americans
not
as
president.
we speak. He's addressing that matter with the Americans
addressing
as we
what?
Speak. The insurgency that is going on in the Northeast is calling for international support.
Who is addressing it?
Oh, okay.
Who is calling?
Let's leave it there because we need to progress the conversation. I know that you still have a lot more to say, and I know, of course, you come and join us because there's still matters pending. That is Freeman. We go to Bia. If she's still with us, she may well have gotten bored and left us. If Bia is still there, if she wants to say a word, Bia.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I've been listening to everyone speak, and I believe everyone is entitled to their honorable opinion. I feel that each and every one of us and people that spoke are very passionate about Nigeria because or passionate about what they want that country to be, even if people want to go their ways. They have reasons for their voices and opinions. I can understand each and every one of you guys as I was watching, but I believe that we can approach matters constructively and in a very matured way without calling names, because we come to think of it, we are trying to find a solution here, and I believe it's better to stick to a topic. The moderator should take charge. Like as of yesterday, I think I was here. It was when I finished with a live video chat with this lovely group that I discovered that someone actually was insulting me, calling me mad and a disgrace to my family. Imagine.
Yes, I apologize for that, but then of course that is one of the. Sorry to interrupt you, Bia, and I take it because I think Forthright said it as well, that we have deviated too far from the theme, and that does tend to happen because sometimes it goes organically. But I apologize for what people may have said to you in the comment section. I have no control over that. As things go on, I'll start to put in moderators to moderate the comment section and remove people who are noted for a particular sort of language. So I apologize for the inelegant language that you might have been used to address. If I'm aware of it, then of course I would have acted, but then of course I wasn't aware of it. So apologies for that, Bia. Carry on.
So as well, I am, like I said, I am an Igbo person and I lived in Yoruba land. I love Yorubas. They are like brothers and sisters to me. So if we can see beyond religion and race and leave emotions aside and bring positive, constructive ideas that will move our agendas forward, it would be better than spiting each other, scoring points on each other, regardless our backgrounds, whether Igbo, Yoruba, you know what I mean. So I'll keep watching the program because I'm learning a lot from your program. There are people there with very constructive ideas because I like ideas that challenges the mind to help us become better in life. You know, that's why we are here on earth. And some come for destructive using destructive behaviors. So I don't have much really to say, but I do believe that.
Okay, thank you, Bia. Please continue to listen. Of course, hopefully you would. And again, apologies that it has gone this way today. I'm not usually, well, I wouldn't say I'm not usually easily triggered, because I, like anyone else, well, not like everyone else, but I too can be triggered, and I was triggered, but then of course I should have responded in a better manner. So a learning curve, but if everybody just maintains position as I bring you the last narration of this session. So this is still with our central theme of what is going on within the Nigerian space, how ex-US envoy predicted Buhari would be a disaster and promote his own religion. So of course, the Americans, as I said, they have intelligence that nobody on this planet have, including intelligence on Nigeria, and an envoy, an ex-envoy of the American state is at that time, because this is not new information, this is now something that is being represented in light of what is going on. A former envoy of the United States, Richard Grinnell, had warned Nigerians not to elect Muhammadu Buhari of the All Progressive Congress in 2015 presidential election. In an opinion article dated March the 19th, 2015, and published in Washington Times, Grinnell noted that Buhari, if elected, will be a disaster for Nigeria and Africa. In the article titled Nigeria on the Brink, Grinnell warned that having Buhari as president will signal trouble for the West's fight against ISIS and terrorism throughout the Middle East. Grinnell, who recently served as the acting director of the United States National Intelligence, had advised Nigerians to re-elect the then Goodluck Jonathan of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. His article reads, with the polls closed in Israel, international election observers now turn their attention to the Nigerian election on March the 28th. The choice for the leader of Africa's most populous country pits Goodluck Jonathan from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, against Muhammadu Buhari of the All Progressive Congress, APC. The decision by the roughly 73 million registered Nigerian voters could have profound impact on the future of Africa. But Western foreign policy observers preoccupied with the rise of ISIS in the Middle East should wake up to the reality unfolding in Nigeria. Opposition candidate General Buhari wants Sharia law throughout Nigeria. In fact, he wants it everywhere. I will continue to show openly and inside me the total commitment to the Sharia movement that is sweeping all over Nigeria. Buhari said, God willing, we will not stop the agitation for the total implementation of Sharia in the country. So it carries on. Agitation, is this an indication that Mr. Buhari supports violence because the end goal of the terrorist attacks throughout Nigeria and Africa is an Islamic state? Would everybody put themselves on mute because we're hearing feedback? It is a legitimate question that should be asked by leaders of the Obama administration. Boko Haram has pledged its allegiance support to ISIS, the northern Nigerian-based Islamic terrorist group. Wants Sharia law throughout Nigeria and beyond. They are also actively terrorizing Chad, Niger, and Cameroon with their goal of an Islamic state. Mr. Buhari has also spoken sympathetically about members of the terrorist group Boko Haram, has cautioned against a rush to judgment on its members, and has personally been selected by the terrorist group to lead negotiations with the Nigerian government. Mr. Buhari's election as Nigeria's head of state would be a disaster for Africa. It would also signal trouble for the West's fight against ISIS and terrorism throughout the Middle East. Islamic radicals have Africa on their target list, and young Nigerians are reported to be interested in ISIS messages. Nigeria is a tipping point. Tunisia, where the Arab Spring uprising began, saw a deadly Islamic terrorist attack at a popular museum, killing 23 people this week. ISIS, let me see. it does go on at great length, but let me just give you all of it anyway, because it is pertinent to what we're discussing. ISIS attacked a hospital in Libya within the last few days, and Boko Haram killed 54 people with 4 suicide bombers in Nigeria last week. The West, and specifically the Obama administration, needs to wake up to the growing problem. The French government has been fighting ISIS in Africa for the past 2 years, starting in Mali with little help from the Obama administration. As terrorism grows in yet another region of the globe, American and Western officials should realize that they are not stopping the advancement of Islamic radicalism. Al-Qaeda is not dead, ISIS is not, and JV team. The recent moves by the White House, so let me go back. Okay. The sitting president, Goodluck Jonathan, has committed to defeating Boko Haram and overseeing a free and fair election. The Nigerian economy has been growing faster than South Africa's. Imagine what Nigeria could do for Africa if it was also free of Boko Haram's violence. The Obama administration should be doing more to ensure Africa's most populous country does not slip away. Grinnell's article gained relevance as the President Buhari-led administration has been accused of treating terrorists with kid gloves. The presidency has been criticized by the public recently for defending the embattled Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, over his past comments in support of terrorist groups like Taliban and Al-Qaeda. The Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, in a statement, aligned itself with the submission of the embattled minister that he was young when he made those statements, and his position has since changed. There have been several calls for the minister's resignation. There has been several calls for the minister's resignation after multiple reports accused him of endorsing terrorism and extreme views. The presidency, in the statement, claimed that the calls for the minister's resignation was politically motivated. This attracted outrage from Nigerians who have tagged this government as a terrorist sympathizer. So just to come back, I mean, what are you guys making of that? Who wants to come in and chime in? Should I come to you first, Chi? Are you still there, Chi?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. Did you hear any of that? And what are you making of it?
Yeah. So this is like a comprehensive report, and it actually indicts the Nigerian government, but but this can be easily discarded as one man's view, of writing things.
But it has played out exactly as this guy narrated. This is exactly what he was saying in his report, and this is exactly what has played out.
Yes, and this guy is saying it as an external observer. Now, I may have forgotten names, but a lot of people within Nigeria have subliminally said this is what the agenda is, but we all just kind of play it away, laugh it off. But now it's becoming increasingly, serious, and it's just staring everybody on the face that this is what the agenda is. Like you really be foolhardy to kind of play it down and say this is not what the agenda is. Like you're just doing yourself a big disservice. So there is a jihadi intention. Now, it's not all Muslims that want this agenda. We know the particular kind of Muslims that want, this particular agenda, and they're
yes, but that particular sort of Muslim, sorry to interrupt you, Chi, that particular sort of Muslim that want this sort of agenda has now seized control of the Nigerian space, because the particular sort of Muslim are elements like Issa Pantami, Sheikh Gumi, and Buhari himself. So this is the thing that this guy was foreboding, and it's now come to pass.
Okay. Can I just say something? But this is where I'm surprised. You are in a house. You know what is good from wrong. You know what Pantami said was wrong. But then you still go to that Senate House of Assembly every day, and you hear, Garba Shehu, on behalf of the presidency, clear this guy. You hear like other northern, people in the house clear this Pantami guy, and you still sit down and you cannot voice your opinion. I think the guys that are only voicing their opinion are not maybe more than 2 or 3 people. So I really don't understand what the southern guys in the Senate or House of Reps are really doing when they converge for their meetings. Like I don't know how they couldn't push to have that guy stripped off his ministerial role, because he wields a lot of power. He's requesting for things, BVN, NIN, and all those kind of stuff. Only God knows what he's using that data to do, like how he's compiling it. So like he controls the satellites, for Nigeria. Like this guy has, for a radical to have that kind of power, it's really, really threatening.
Oh, okay. It's just really is a real concern. Let's take A0 X0. What are you making of it, X0? X0. Okay, forthright. If you're available, forthright.
Well, it speaks for itself. Not that I would believe everything a pale-skinned person says all the time, but the question is, what are we going to do about it?
But what can we do about it is more the question.
Well, I've said my piece. I'll be repeating myself.
Yes, because so that's the question. Who wants to take that on? So just left us. Let Freeman come and take that on. What are we going to do about it, Freeman?
Yeah, the even when I'm listening to all what you are just reading, I feel like I'm scared, but I'm not scared. Why I'm not scared is this: because we have seen the solution. You don't have to say, what are we going to do? We know what we are going to do, and that is what we are doing. I will come here like this. That is what Nnamdi Kanu is doing. If other people are not doing so, that is what IPOB is doing. That is what Biafra is doing. That is my question. That is my answer. Because that is
can I say something?
No. So let me just say something before I let Freeman go. Freeman, can I invite you, not in this engagement, but in future engagements, to let us hear your voice as Freeman rather than the party line according to MKN and IPOB.
Okay.
So what you as Freeman, as a standalone man thinks rather than the party line. So I'm not going to press you today, but I'll press you when next you come, because we're now second to round off. Somebody wants to chime in and somebody wants to come in. So whoever wants to chime in as I bring Freddie back. Who wanted to say something?
Me, Chi. Wait. Okay, so Freeman was saying we know what to do. Like,
sorry, Chi, to interrupt you. Can you make this by way of a closing remark so that I can look to round off? Yeah.
Okay, so we all know what to do. You have to defend yourself. That is the bottom line of everything. Like, if you're beating around the bush, then you're just kind of fooling yourself. Defend yourself. But the Nigerian government is set up in such a way that you cannot defend yourself. So if you defend yourself, then the security forces can go after you because you have a weapon. You're not the state designee, to have a weapon. So right now we are like in a gridlock. But I heard Governor Orton talk today, and I don't know where I saw it, but I saw where he was speaking, where they murdered like 70 people. He said if the government, he kind of made a subliminal statement saying if the federal government does not come to his aid, he may have to, have his people have AK-47s in their hands. And that is the only language this threatening force will understand. But let us see how it plays out for Benue and see how, the federal government will treat a state that the government, that the governor kind of gives a rule and overrides the federal government to allow his people, take up weapons to defend themselves. So once Benue plays out, then we can see, because right now I know what Nnamdi Kanu is doing, ESN. It's, to be truthful, in my heart, I don't know about other people, it is a very good thing. They're weeding out the bad guys from their bushes. However, they are not sanctioned by the state. And because they're not sanctioned by the state, the army and any security force can actually go after them as if they're the bandits themselves. But we all know they're not the bandits. They're fighting against the bandits. It's all still part of the whole grand agenda. But let us see how the state plays out if the governor allows his people, get their weapons to defend themselves.
Okay, thank you, Chi, and hopefully you come back again. I would like to hear more from you. So I'll bring I'll go next to Forthright just to give us our parting remarks as I seek to round off. Forthright. And there's a late comer.
I was going to say, where's your class master today when the whole thing was going down? The class
Look
master
at this. Where were you when I was being bullied, Isaac? You abandoned me to be kicked around.
I was watching at the backstage. I was in my basement watching you because I was at work. I was working from home, so I was watching. Do both as well.
That's right. We'll come to you in a minute. Let's get our Forthright. Good to see you, Isaac. Let's get our Forthright closing remarks. Forthright, off you go.
Okay, so we have three options. We can decide to do nothing and let everything take its course. We can decide to go the Biafran way and create an anarchy and turn it into a war zone. Actually, it is a war zone at the moment. All the boxes are ticked. Or we can join an alliance that's saying, let's go the diplomatic way and get ourselves out of this mess. Those are the only three options we have. What I'm asking everybody is join something. Find out from the people back home, who are these people who are championing these things. Let's just get on board and be part of a movement. There's no right or wrong here. Bottom line, I can't fault Nnamdi Kanu. I can't fault the Yoruba people who want to always go the right way. Okay? There's just no right way to do things. What matters is we're doing something. At least we tried. We made an effort. The most dangerous people that I see in the world in any situation are those people who sit on the fence and do nothing. Those are the most dangerous set of people ever. And if you're that person, you need to have a rethink. That's all right.
Thank you. Well, I'll count myself out of that because this is me doing my own bit, creating this environment where people can come and cast aspersions on my person. Well, thank you, Forthright. Ever the voice of reason. We look forward to hearing from Forthright again. We go to X0 next, just for his closing remarks. X0. Okay, we don't seem to have. Are you there, X0? Okay, all right. We'll go to who? Okay, we'll go to Bia next if she wants to give us her parting words.
Hi again.
Hello.
Nigeria, with the problems that Nigeria is having, has been going round and round in circles. I believe this is not the first time we're seeing uprising, similar to maybe during Abacha time. I don't know when we are going to learn our lessons to actually, I don't think it's about voting this time because voters don't have rights anymore. There is no more right for any citizen in Nigeria anymore. It's not about joining groups. Even if you agitate, you'll be killed unjustly and no one is going to know about it. Or is it better for Nigerians or Nigerian citizens to call on the international bodies? We need to sort our problems. I don't really know the way forward, but it's a difficult one. But for me, I listen to Nnamdi Kanu, and I believe in some of the things he says. And yeah, I'll go the way of going our separate ways, as I've said before. And whatever happens from there, we shall see. That's my stand. Because I don't believe. 1 minute, sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't believe that the power is being shared in a union whereby a particular group is a bit more selfish and they think they are more Nigerian than any other person, I don't think it's going to work. It's going to be a very toxic environment for the unborn, for our children. It's becoming uninhabitable for mankind. Imagine maybe more than 70 or 80% of a certain group leading in everything. So how are we going to have voices? How are we going to, make our votes count again? How can we become Nigeria or be one when we don't even agree? Even you can see it from example, the way we were talking to each other. So we need to be mentally matured and ready to move ideas forward. For me, I don't believe in talk is cheap. We should do something. Nnamdi Kanu has started a movement of agitation. I believe in that, and I don't really think, I don't always believe in everything he said because I have my own mind, but I can pick and sieve ideas to choose from his words. I listen to you when I come here. I gain things as well. Checking if our voices are everyone's voices say the Yorubas are going towards agitation. I'm trying to see the mood that is going around in Nigeria. I listen to Politico, other voices, and I'm trying to see how hot it is in Nigeria right now because the media, BBC and the rest of them are not covering these things. So we really need to do something. That's it. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Bia. And I hope you come back again as we continue to debate and battle these matters to try and find a solution. So that is Bia adding a voice of reason to the proceedings. So Freddie, you're up next. Your parting words.
Yes. Thank you very much. One man. Fort Rice said three things. We either keep quiet, we'll go the way of agitation, or we'll go the right way. Keeping quiet, I think that is not an option, because if we keep quiet, we'll all be consumed. Going the path of the right way, I don't think there is any right way again as far as Nigeria is concerned. Because take for instance, when the herdsmen are slaughtering villages and people in their farms, you do not see security operative anywhere around. But as soon as you go to confront them, security operative turns up. Why is it so? That means there is an agenda, like you rightly read in that article. There is an agenda, and the agenda, like they said, is to make sure that Sharia law is imposed all over Nigeria. For crying out loud, we are all not Muslims. Nigeria is a secular state. So if you want to impose Sharia law, if you so much like Sharia law, then you impose it on your own part of the country, or
you know what?
whatever.
Sorry to interrupt you, Freddie, but I don't even think they should be. And I blame Obasanjo for this, by the way, because when they were introducing Sharia then in the early 2000s in Zamfara and places like that, that was the opportunity then to assert the supremacy of the Nigerian constitution and crack down on it. But then, of course, he allowed them in the core north to start introducing Sharia as their legal basis for functioning as a space within a country that already has a constitution and a law that encompasses everybody. So this is the genesis of it. And of course, now they're trying to cascade it all the way through the country.
Yes, quite rightly, because if you say Nigeria is a sovereign nation, there shouldn't be two laws operating, one operating on one side and another one operating on the other side. So definitely by allowing that Sharia law there, it is, to me, a form of secession as well. So why now attack people that say they want to secede? So if you want to practice your Sharia law, then secede from the main body and then practice it in your own side as your own country. Obviously, like we all know, injustice breeds anarchy, whether we like it or not. That is what is happening in Nigeria at the moment.
Thank you, Freddie, and hopefully you come back again. We still need to hear more from you. So that's Freddie, a balanced tone. So we go up to Soji, you're up next. So just by way of a pattern remark, and if you want to reference the last piece that we read as well, you can. But by way of a pattern remark, what says you?
Sure. Thank you again. I hope I can be heard.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
The show has been very, very good again, even though it's been extremely disorderly, as indeed usual. I would want to, please, if I can, get your email. So I would like to email you directly some of my thoughts on the program on this platform. Following on from the last speaker, and in respect to Nigeria and West Africa especially, you said at the opening of the program that we, Nigeria particularly, have many enemies, not just the Fulanis. And it leads into what a lot of the West would want, reinstitutionalizing their power across the continent. And Nigeria being particularly important, as is the Congo. So, as you rightly said in the earlier report of the Fulani vestiges in central, in northern Congo, and of course in our own dear country, my real feeling is that they should be kicked out of the country totally. However, how do we get to that point is a challenge. For the Yoruba people, for the people of the South, for the Igbo people, I really feel that if there be a referendum on Oduduwa and Biafra, that those who would more than likely join Oduduwa are almost clear, almost. One within the 6 states that we have, the two, Kwara, Kogi, I would suggest, Edo and Delta would likely join what is Oduduwa. Who or what would likely join what is Biafra is what I would like to be very clear on, not just from the Igbos, because for me, the voice I hear that propagate Biafra are largely Igbos. I would like to hear from other Biafrans, if there be such a thing. I would really like to hear from them and what they would like to see in this Biafra, or what their objection is to Biafra. My closing remarks is that there is a way, there are strategies for the people to take back Nigeria, take back the power. There are strategies in this case, and I would like to affirm one or two of these strategies as our platform discussions continue. But I want to applaud you again, one man, because of this platform. I think it could be pretty powerful. I think it could be the discerning or the beginning of this discussion that is conducted with a degree of respect, a degree of nuance, for goodness sake, and a degree of understanding that would allow us to reason. When we get to a point where we can no longer reason, I think we're just behaving like Nigerians. It's very, very simple.
Well, we are Nigerians. This is the thing. What played out is exactly Nigerian life. We argue and we puff our chest out and we say, "Who are you? Who's your father?" and all that. And this is who we are.
We've done that for the past 50 years. I'm 54 years old. This subject has been boring me to death forever. And when I say boring me to death, I mean I've just been hearing it from my father's generation, grandfather's generation, my generation, my children's generation soon. So it's becoming boring. Are we ever going to grow up?
Okay, Soji, as ever, the pressure of time. But with regards to my contacts, if you go to the top of the YouTube channel, there's an email address there and there's an Instagram, whatever it is there. I don't promote that much, but if you want to contact me, then just use those. And of course, Soji, we look forward to seeing you again because, of course, you are now a regular staple on this channel. So thank you, Soji. Up next, we go to Ayo. Ayo, you've come a bit late, Ayo. It's really just tell us what you'd like to tell us and then promise to come earlier tomorrow. Ayo, you're up next.
Yeah, I can't promise I'll be earlier tomorrow. I have to work and I go to the gym after work. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like I missed a lot of the fireworks. I'm not exactly sure what happened.
No, listen back. It was quite volatile.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait.
Yes.
I can't wait. I'm going to have to play it back. And I think I came in.
Hands were raised. Kung Fu fighting and everything.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, carry on.
Yeah, I think I came when you guys were discussing what's his name? Is it Patami? The terrorist minister that we have in Nigeria. And I think it's kind of it's very unfortunate that something as blatantly obvious as terrorist sympathizer will be in a ministerial role in Nigeria at this point. But I'm kind of not surprised.
And that's sensitive a ministry as well.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And he has everyone's personal info. He knows exactly where you are. I mean, it's crazy. And Nigeria has satellites too. So, they can pretty much find anyone. I think that's kind of sad, but I'm not surprised because, like I said yesterday, we're just going to keep on reacting, and this guy he's not short of ideas on how to shock us. I think what we should do is anticipate his next move and plan how we're going to check that move. Otherwise, we're just going to keep on getting surprised
I'm sure you're aware of the phrase. I'm sure you're aware of the phrase, the pen is mightier than the sword. So that is an idiom that people always use. So this is now the test now of, is the pen mightier than the sword? Because if we are saying these people are using blunt force to overwhelm us and we're claiming to be cleverer, so now is the pen mightier than the sword? Is what is going to play out now within the Nigerian space.
Yeah, in many ways, I think they go hand in hand. I think you need some force, otherwise you're just
carrot and stick.
Yeah, exactly. You need both. And I think the approach actually, I know a lot of people won't agree with me, but I think the approach that the South is taken, where one side is a little more militant than the other, I think it's a perfect balance. Whether it's the Oduduwa side that gains traction with the international community, the Biafra is obviously going to benefit, or whether it's the Biafran side that's going to gain traction with the international community because of the more forceful agitation, Oduduwa will benefit from it. So I think, it seems like a lot of chaos, but I think they've actually struck the right balance to at least drum up international support. It's going to take time. No one's going to just jump in and try and split up a country without something, shocking. And we're approaching that, just like I keep on saying. Now, as far as fighting back at this point in time goes, it seems like the administration have definitely, they put the squeeze on everyone. Just like you were saying earlier, the bandits, they're practically Fulani terrorists. I'm not even sure why we call them bandits. They're terrorists. So the terrorists come and they wreak havoc, they kidnap, they loot, they kill, they rape, they maim, and you're not supposed to defend yourself. Well, you don't need Nigerian law to tell you that's a God-given right. You have the right to defend yourself and your family. And I could give a shit whether, pardon my language, I could give a shit whether the Nigerian military or government support my position. If my family is threatened, I'm going to do what I need to do to defend them, regardless of who it offends. Now,
I think that comes under the United Nations Fundamental Human Rights Charter. Yeah, I think the first charter is the right to life. Right. So this is a
Yeah, and it almost seems just because we've been beaten down for so long in Nigeria, it's almost seeming like people are waiting for permission to defend themselves. You don't need your government. If your government is terrorizing and brutalizing you, you don't need their permission to defend yourself. I mean, if someone comes onto my farm and he has an AK, and I see that he's obviously being aggressive, why am I going to wait for him to shoot me first before I shoot him? And so it's almost like there's an impossible gray area for well-meaning Nigerians to operate, but we need to start fighting back. There just needs to be very basic guidelines. You see someone on your farm, if you have a weapon, you don't have to wait. You don't have to keep on running away. I mean, you got to stand your ground at some point.
Should ask questions later.
What's that?
I said, should first ask questions later.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. If someone breaks into your house with a gun, well, I mean, I don't know. Things are a little different here, but you know, no one's
yes,
going to judge
you guys are all armed up over there,
right.
aren't you?
No one is going to judge you if you protect your life and your property, and even if they judge you, everyone will understand why you did it. You know, I'd rather die fighting than die begging for my life
on your knees.
You know,
all right, please try and come earlier whenever you are chance to come, because of course, people, even you were being referenced in the comment section before you came, so people obviously delight in hearing what you have to say. They might not necessarily agree, but they certainly delight. Asele, you're up next. Hello, Asele. Asele, are you with us, Asele? All right, okay. All right.
Can you hear me?
I can now, yeah.
I've been listening to everybody. So basically, just to add to all that everyone has been saying, the situation in Nigeria, as far what I saw in the news today, is really, really going, coming to that state where even us as ordinary citizens will have to take action. Because you heard about the killings, did you? I think you mentioned it on the.
Well, which one? There's one going on every minute now, so you take your pick. Is the thing. There was one. The only time that a killing is not taking place, that is the news. The day that the killing did not take place, that's news. But killing taking place, it's Tuesday or Wednesday, and it's just another day.
Right.
But carry on, yeah.
So those of us who are in diaspora, what are we going to do about this? I mean, what kind of action can we really take? Because we're not
Forthright already came up with a plan of action, which is to say join some form of organization rather than go online and bellyache and blow grammar and blow hot. Join some sort of organization that aligns with your mindset, and it may well be just as simple as just making that £10 donation every month just to show support, but join something that aligns with your. So that was what our Forthright proposed.
Okay, that's not a bad idea, but some of us are already in organizations and we've been paying here and there whatever we can, as long as our people are doing something positive. But really, I think it's time to draw the line. As far as I'm concerned, some of the groups I'm with, which are like, you remember, Ayo said, was it Ayo or the other caller, who said that when it comes to Biafra, you really can't, all the voices that have been resounding, that he's been hearing, are those of the Igbos, and he doesn't hear the voices of others. But that is not really quite true. The reason you have to also, the way you have to look at things is that the Niger Delta has its own agitation, its own force as well, right? And that is still, believe it or not, it's not dead at the moment. So that is actually going on. All the rallies and the creeks and things like that are still going on.
I thought they have been paid off and bought off.
What is
Asari and all of that? Yeah?
No, they can't pay everyone. Asari is a long time ago now. We're even talking about Tompolo, and we're talking about all these other militants who have been there. Even the recent ones now that are there. Some of them are even, part of, the struggle for Biafra. If you don't know. So there are quite a lot of people who've been working. Yes, there have been some arguments, between Ankyo. I mean, Asari is actually talking Biafra anyway.
No, he wants to seize that movement from Nadekano. Yeah.
Yeah, Ankyo Briggs is talking about Niger Delta.
I follow her. She's a brilliant woman.
Yes, but the militants are not talking Niger Delta Republic anymore. There's been a quiet on that. And what they're actually behind is to see how far this Biafra thing can go. That's what I believe. That's a kind of a message I get from the way.
So the Niger Deltans have aligned now with the Biafra movement.
Not per se, but in a way,
because Asarido Kubo declared his own native country, didn't he? He declared something not that long ago.
No, not per se. In Amdekano. Remember that?
With Uche Mafo.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, all those issues will be there, but these things will be there in the struggle anyway. So I believe, well, let's just see what's going to play out. Not so happy about them attacking the Igbos who are already within their own hinterlands, going out there, shooting at them and all of this. You know, it's unnecessary, really.
Is this the Niger Delta? Who is attacking the Igbos?
Oh, recently, you know, the commander of ECN, one of the commanders of the ECN was actually shot.
Yeah, Okonso.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Asale, you must try and come, because like how your people love hearing your voice as well. So anytime you have a chance, come earlier so we can enjoy more what you have to contribute as we're seeking to round off. So that is Asale, a regular contributor as well. So of course, Isaac, the late comer, but then of course he's already told you that he was otherwise engaged and he was listening. So yeah, that's fine. Isaac, what have you made of it?
Well, thank you for having me today. It is good so far, but I have some. I'll be listening anyway to the comments because I was at work and I was watching inside on my laptop. So the first thing I would like to support is a forthright message to every one of us. So I think well, most people may have joined a movement or any group, but at the same time we need to be use any opportunity that we have when we're speaking to our people back home, telling them what we think is the best. And I always say, like me, it is Oduduwa nation right now. I don't care about Nigeria anymore. So every single opportunity that I have, either I'm chatting with one of my colleagues on WhatsApp, on Facebook, I always ask them what is going on, what is on the ground, what is going on back home concerning Oduduwa Republic, and they will give me some information, and I will tell them, okay, this is the reason why we have to embrace this. So that is one of the things that I think we can do. So I heard about issue of somebody mentioned that constitution is not the problem. Constitution is the fundamental problem of Nigeria. Anywhere where there is no concrete constitution, it's a failed state, which we are right now. We all living abroad. We are all living in Western world. We see how they are organized themselves. Nobody is above the law. But in Nigeria, it's other way around. If you are a politician, you are above the law. If you are a big man, you are above the law. But in Western world, it's not like that. If you do something, you see that you go to jail or they will punish you for that. So since we don't have a strong institution, that is
sorry to interrupt you, Isaac. In France, they just jailed one of their previous president or prime minister.
Yeah. Even I would like to mention Antigua. The prime minister of Antigua in one time was sent to prison. So where there is a strong institution, there will be strong society, because we have weak institution where some people are above the law and some people don't really care. So that is why we find ourselves in this situation. We also mentioned about issue of Buhari now calling for assistance. So the question I have, if I had come earlier or I was able to get in, the question I wanted to ask is that how are we sure, even if they bring all the military from US to come and assist them in Nigeria, how are we sure that they are not going to frustrate their efforts? Because that is the question. Because that place is so corrupt to the extent that the way they are trying to help, some people will be sabotaging them. You can imagine how much money they've already devoted on the issue of buying arms. Where are the money? The money gone. You know how many billions of dollars they've already awarded to buy equipment to fight Boko Haram. Where are the money? The money just gone. So I don't see anything. Nothing is going to happen. Even if they bring Russia military and bring US military, it will take a very big bold step before they can defeat insecurity that is going on in Nigeria right now, because it is so corrupt. It is so corrupt to the extent that they will sabotage because and you also mentioned a statement when you first started that there may be some external forces. And I also comment that I agree with what you said. It is possible that there is external forces which we may not know that is benefiting from, that want to benefit from this. Like you rightly said, that if we divide today, like some other country, like US, other country, we have direct access to that area that have mineral resources. So if we break up today, so they will bypass the issue of contracting or consulting the Nigerian government. Can just bypass that and just go to where they want to go and just negotiate with that area. So the issue of Nigeria, it is gone beyond the issue of assistance.
An American envoy. Did you hear the last piece that we read? An American envoy, something green something. His name is. He sounded the note of warning in 2014, 2015. Almost action for action, step by step, everything that has since played out. He was saying then that this guy is a fundamentalist, and these are the comments that he has made in the past. And if you are wanting to defeat what you are fighting in the Middle East, and you allow this guy into Nigeria to take it over, you might as well surrender, because as you are fighting them in the Middle East, they are realigning in Nigeria, and this is what we see playing out. And with the Chadian border now opened up with the Idris Deby now, it's just chaos.
Yeah, that is chaos. That is true. And look at this issue of Patami or whatever they call him. So since he can even boldly say, well, we don't know who, maybe is he talking of Garuba Shehu or my brother from Adeshina. Maybe one of them must be talking anyway, talking on behalf of him. That they start behind up at the back of Patami. So yeah, it is clearly shown to us that to fight insecurity in Nigeria and Boko Haram, it will be very, very difficult. Because in as much you as a government, and you can say that, so it will be very, very difficult. That is why I mentioned earlier. I want to believe that northern part really know exactly what is going on with the issue of Boko Haram. And that is why it will likely be very difficult. If they bring troops from US or UK or from Russia or from wherever they want to bring it from, it will need cooperation of these corrupt government officials before they can defeat them.
And they are the one, of course, as we see with Pantami, they are the one, of course, that are the backers of this group.
Exactly. So it is very, very difficult. And I think you mentioned something that I want to remember. Okay.
Is it
like issue of I think we concentrate on issue of Nnamdi Kanu too much. Nnamdi Kanu is doing what he knows. I mean, to get IPOB or whatever. I don't have any problem with that. Likewise, me, I am agitating for Oduduwa nation, because I have prayed for Nigeria. It will be better. It will be better. Over 40 years ago, we'll be praying this. It never changed. So it is time for me now to embrace what I think will be better for me and my kids that wanted to go home and see how the place look like. So,
because no matter how comfortable you are abroad, you are still a foreigner in that land. If you're a medical doctor with the biggest hospital in Canada, United States, England, etc. The moment you are coming out of that train station, you are just another black man, and you'll be harassed and treated like another black man. You are just a national insurance number. You are just another black face. But in Nigeria, you are XYZ, the son of ABC, who comes from that place, and this is the history of his lineage. So your lineage goes unbroken within that Nigerian space. But you say you are abroad, you are enjoying. The moment the police stop you on the say you are just on blackface, that they
Thank you very much for reminding me about that. Today, I was still talking to my wife and our friend. We are still talking about this issue, and I said there is no way anywhere you go in the world, Nigeria already written on your document, because your place of birth will still show. Even if you have a US citizenship, Canada citizenship, British citizenship, wherever you go, it will still show place of birth, Nigeria. So, and I said, well, to me, I don't care about Nigeria, but I care about Yoruba nation, because that is where I am from. And there is no way I will, of course, go back home one day. And you know what? And you know one thing? We are here and we are talking every day. We want the place to be better, because I can tell you, sir, you see those people living there, they've already adjusted to the system because they never went out. They believe the way they are, that is how life is. But you that you already see outside the world, you want the place that you want to retire to. Because like me, when I get to my retirement age, I'm gone. I'm not going to
that is the dream of everybody. Nobody wants to be. Imagine just being filed away in some cemetery in the middle of XYZ. So I mean, everybody anchors, because I think I was describing once, and I would have described perfectly severally. My dream is to have just some little experimental farmland in maybe that Oyo area, and grow some experimental maybe poultry type of thing in conjunction with some institution, so that we're doing some sort of like a hybrid. That is not really my job, but then the palm wine tapper in that community, he will know me, that brother from Envoy and that kind of stuff. And then, you know, all the local communities, and then you go into the schools and see how you can impact. That is the life that I want to see I see for myself in the future. But of course, it's not a life that I know that I can have right now, because I have to go through the history books to see the people that have attempted that life. And of course, that doctor that went to Ibarapa, that was slaughtered. Aborode. So you have to look at things like that, because it's the same life that he went after that a lot of us want to go after. But of course, I mean, would you rather live here to your dotage and let them put you in a nursing home, or do you go there and be slaughtered by some guy from Futajelon as Yinka, what is it, Odu something, the one, God bless his memory, the one that just died. He was always calling the Odumake, some guy from Futajelon, to come and slaughter you in your own ancestral land. So this is the thing.
Do you know that I think somebody mentioned the issue of that we can go back home and join politics and make impact. I think it was last week somebody mentioned it. I just laugh.
But you don't want to do that.
What you say?
I said, but some people don't want to do that. I don't want to join politics. The life I just described.
There is no way you can do it. It will frustrate you.
Yeah.
I want to cite an example. There was a man they are looking for now. They are still looking for him now. I think he's one of the commissioner in River State. He left his family in. He was in Canada before. He studied in Canada. Then he migrated to Australia. Then from Australia he went back to Nigeria just to help them out in his state. Do you know that they are still looking for the man now? Because he against because he believed that what they are doing was not right. He want to put things right. Do you know they have not found the man up to now? They kidnapped the man. They could not find. In fact, I saw his wife last month his wife was crying, begging international community to help her out.
It's a familiar story, or it's a very commonplace story, unfortunately. So this is the thing. I always say that a lot of us, you can have your American passport, your British passport, your whatever. You can even be born there and say, I was born there, but effectively you're a refugee in that country because you are seeking refuge in that country because you cannot really go to where your heart is. And never mind, I was born here, I was born there, and I'm this, that, and the other, and I speak English better than the Queen. The fact is the blood that courses through your veins is that blood from Edo land, from Oyo land, from wherever, and that is your calling, and that is really where you belong. But then, of course, you cannot really move in that direction. Given the example that you've just cited, the Aborede example, and the countless every person on this platform can cite an example of somebody that's gone back home and met his end. So that is the narrative. Just round it off in a couple of words for us, Isaac, as we seek to round off.
All right. We should just have to get it cool on this platform, as I always say, because this platform is just to get an idea. It's no issue of cursing somebody, and you may not agree with the point somebody is making. That is your own opinion. That is his own opinion. You can come online and okay, well, this is what you think, rather than just cursing somebody like me now. As I said, as I was saying before, I don't have any problem with Nnamdi Kanu. The only problem I have is that Buhari is the person in Aso Rock. It doesn't really matter. Whatever either you believe it or you don't believe it. There is nobody in shallow grave in somewhere. It is Buhari. Though I believe that he has dementia. He has problem. So, but that he died is in shallow grave somewhere. Let's just forget about that and concentrate on a reasonable thing. Thank you very much, and see you.
Okay, thank you, Isaac. A lot of people have been asking about you in the comment section. You know, they say, "Where is Isaac? Where is Isaac?" Well, so I'm glad you actually came. So you have to understand that Isaac is doing it really out of just his love of the show and wanting to just share his thoughts. So he's not under any obligation. So we always have to be grateful whenever Isaac decides to join us, and hopefully he will decide to continue to join us tomorrow and for the future as we continue to evolve. So thank you, Isaac, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. So that was Isaac. I can't really embellish anymore. I can't add too much more to what Isaac has just said. But I will just say this phrase. It's called ad hominem. Ad hominem is spelled A-D, that's one word, and then hominem, is it M-I-N-E-M? H-O-N-M-I-N-E-M. So ad hominem. So that was what you saw play out today, and you see it playing out in instances. That was an ad hominem, and an ad hominem is when you, rather than go after the issue, you go after the man. So in football, if you use football as an example, rather than kick the ball, you kick the opposing player, you kick the player. So it's not really about the ad hominems, and it's not really about myself or Isaac or anybody else that comes on this platform to say something that does not especially chime with your line of thinking. It is a platform for free expression. So the person can say however, whatever it likes forcefully, and you can equally forcefully come and disagree without personalizing it. So this is the last time I will address this, but of course, when the chap, I can't even remember who he was, when he comes back, I will press him some more because he had made a few assertions that jarred my senses a little bit, and I'm going to invite him to back it up or withdraw them. But then, of course, he's not here to get his right to reply. So I'm just going to leave it there until hopefully he comes back on again, and then I'll address it with him, because I should let it go, but I'm not going to let it go because it jarred me a little bit. So I'll leave that one to one side. Of course, the important matters that we have been discussing: Boko Haram gaining territory now in Borno off the back of the failing state that is Chad now, which is a governmentless state, an ungoverned space. In effect, there's a power vacuum in Chad, and that, of course, is cascading into the Nigerian space. But then, of course, an American Envoy had alarmed that this is the expectation of the Buhari regime, and this is what has played out. So we discussed all of that at length. I can't quite remember the third story that we did discuss, but that was really the main thrust of the discussion. So we also discussed, by the way, pardon me, we also discussed, by the way, Buhari's meeting with the American Secretary of State. So all of that in the mix, but the main central theme was the insurgency now getting a second rebirth within the northeastern space, and they always come in from Borno, and they are coming in from Borno again to the point that there are reports coming out now that they have either raised their flag in some towns in Borno, or they are looking to raise their flags. So times foreboding times for the Nigerian state, however you choose to see it, whether you see it as your country or not, that is the space that we all claim for ourselves at the moment, and that is the conversation. So I'd like us to progress this conversation. And before I go, I want to apologize also for some of the languages that I may have used in the course of this session. That is not my usual go-to language, but then of course that was a moment in time. So apologies for that, for especially those people who were especially put off by the language. So I'll leave it there. Carry this conversation within the comment section, but here I say peace.